Stadium in the heart of Bear territory. Our Pac-12 matchup today features from Pullman, Washington, the Washington State Cougars, and your California Golden Bears. Cal Athletics would like to welcome today's game day sponsor, Gilead Sciences. Thank you for your partnership, and as always, go Bears.
Ladies and gentlemen, the University of California Marching Band is under the direction of Dr. Matthew Sadowski, with field chartings by the Cal Band Stunt Committee, led by Sam Murphy, and special musical arrangements by Ross Greer. And now, from North Tunnel, the pace setter of college marching bands, the pride of California, the University of California Marching Band. With drum major Samuel Aguilar. now, the traditional strip Cal and fight for California. Ladies and gentlemen, the University of California Marching Band.
Hello and welcome to beautiful California Memorial Stadium as the 4-4 California Golden Bears set to host the 4-4 Washington State Cougars. Hello, I'm Sean O'Connor alongside, you all know him, Zach Schrommler. Zach, how are you?
Dude, I'm doing fantastic. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful here. They've been so accommodating. Shout out to Sam from Cal. It's just a wonderful place to be, great place to watch football. And I'm excited for the game. And we should probably pause. The national anthem is happening.
Pause for the national anthem.
Leave it to us with impeccable timing to come in right before the national anthem.
I know.
Look at us.
My dad would be so ashamed.
But I'm excited. We got a great game today.
We do. We have a potential for a great game. And that starts with Washington State offense. Anthony Gordon leading the nation in passing, but it might not be as good as it looks with this offense this year.
It's hard for me to not look at this from an NFL perspective. I know a lot of people love Anthony Gordon. He's the leading passer in the nation. Last I looked at the stats, Anthony Gordon, who is number 1 in the passer in the nation. Number 2 is Joe Burrow from LSU. And Joe Burrow has 100 fewer pass attempts than Anthony Gordon. It's the style of offense that Washington State runs. A lot of people send me a lot of comments and a lot of messages about Anthony Gordon. Oh, he's so great. And he's a good college quarterback. He's not an NFL quarterback, and he's in a system that really makes him look a lot better than I think he actually is.
I agree with that sentiment completely. 3,387 passing yards on the season, completing 70% of his passes on 397 pass attempts and 32 touchdowns overall in the season. But 9 interceptions has been the problem this year. He's thrown some ugly interceptions throughout the year, and those have really come back to hurt the Cougars.
Yeah, here's the thing. I love his arm. He's got a great arm. He's phenomenal throwing the football, especially down the sidelines. And he does a great job recognizing zones. The receivers know how to get into the zones and get open. The problem is those interceptions. Randomly, he'll either be totally inaccurate or you won't see a linebacker dropping underneath. There's moments where you're like, Anthony, what are you doing? And it's frustrating to watch as someone who's a fan of Washington State. I'm not, but I'm sure people watching, I live with them. They are really frustrated with this quarterback.
Yeah, there have been frustrating moments for sure in this season for Washington State. As you mentioned, linebackers getting a lot of interceptions off Anthony Gordon, and a man that would look to do that this year is Evan Weaver on that California defense, and the defense that's been playing well all season.
Yeah, Cal's defense historically, at least in the last 2 years under Justin Wilcox, the head coach at Cal. 11.5? They've given up 11 points in the last 2 games on average.
Yeah, the last 2 games, Washington State's only scored 11.5 points against this Cal defense. Yeah, like you said, they've really had the number of this Cougar offense.
Well, the reason why Cal's defense is so good is they do such a great job getting in the right spot. They're well disciplined. They tackle well, and that's what they have to do tonight. If they want to beat Washington State tonight, I'm picking Washington State to win this game. But if Cal wants to win, they have to play very physical on defense on the outside on the perimeter, and be really physical with these Washington State receivers. We watched the Washington State-Utah game a couple weeks ago, where Utah was very physical with guys like Desmond Patton, a receiver for Washington State. Physical at the point of attack, physical on the ball, and Washington State's receivers are unable to make a play when you're hitting them and knocking their hands around as they catch the ball. The more physical Cal can be, the better. However, here's the key to the game is the running back Max Borghi for Washington State. Cal can have great coverage downfield, and then Anthony Gordon might check it down to his running back, and he'd run for like 30 yards after the catch. Watch for Washington State's running back, listen for Washington State's running back, how he does against this Cal defense with checkdowns.
Max Borghi has been incredible this season. Already 3 100-yard rushing games on the year. He's had a couple 200-yard scrimmage games. He's had an incredible year as his offense has been pretty prolific in Pullman. An offense that has not been so prolific is the Cal offense. In a bit of a quarterback shambles right now. Their starter, Chase Garber's going out after starting 4-0, leaving for the season with an injury. We assume for the season there's a chance he comes back.
Yeah.
And the offense and the team as a whole really suffered.
It's highly disappointing. I really was excited to watch Chase Garbers this year. He was growing, too, as a player. Every week got a little bit better. He's injured, he's out. So now last week they had, a freshman, Tyler Brash, but the guy, Spencer Brash, excuse me.
Yes.
The guy started out as Devin Modster. He's a transfer from UCLA. And he's had moments, I guess, where he looks okay, but the problem is he's far too inconsistent. And if Cal wants to hide their deficiencies at quarterback today, they're going to have to run the ball really well, which I don't know that they can do. Christopher Brown is their running back. I like him, Christopher Brown Jr. The problem is the offensive line, unable to get push against the defensive line. If you watch the UC Davis game, for example, a Division I AA team, FCS, not a top-tier FBS team.
And not even a top-tier FCS team.
No, and against UC Davis, there were guys in the backfield constantly tackling Christopher Brown, need to have to make a play and try to get back to the line of scrimmage. If that's happening against Division I FCS schools, it's going to be really tough to block a team like Washington State tonight.
And Devin Monster, 380 passing yards in two-ish games. He played in the third. 46% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's been sacked 12 times on 89 dropbacks. Not great numbers by this Cal offense. Their defense, however, or Washington State's defense, has been pretty soft this year, and Cal might have a chance to make some hay.
We talk about a struggling side of the ball. Cal's offense has been struggling all year without their quarterback. Washington State's defense hasn't been much better. Their defensive coordinator early in the year, Tracy Clays, walked away. Very weird story where I don't think he even sent a letter he didn't talk face-to-face with Mike Leach, just kind of dipped out and left. And, if you look at the season so far, they gave up 67 points against UCLA, 38 points to Utah, 38 points to Arizona State, 37 points to Oregon. Those are all really quality offenses. It depends on how you feel about UCLA. But this is an opportunity for Washington State tonight to show up against a struggling offense, and I'd be surprised if they struggle, but we'll find out.
And let's listen into the coin toss as we see who gets possession.
That is heads, the black side. Tails, where it says tails is the tails. Heads, tails. What did you call today? Tails. Call is tails. It is tails. What would you like to receive?
So the Cougars will start with the football in the first half as they win the toss and elect to receive. Cougars wearing their all white jerseys.
I love it. I love these uniforms.
My favorite uniform on the Cougars. There's been some discussion among the fans of Washington State that these uniforms are bad luck, but the games they point to are Apple Cups, road games against Oregon, and road games against USC.
Phenomenal teams.
Quality programs.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're 3-4 against those programs wearing these uniforms. I'm like, that's a win on the road. Are you kidding? That's a pretty good record for a Washington State team.
You might love Washington State's uniforms in this game. I love what Cal's wearing, the yellow on top, the blue on the bottom.
With those navy shoulder
beautiful
pads.
contrast too with the navy numbers and the blue top, or the yellow top, excuse me.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Makes it very easy for us to see numbers, which is really, frankly, all I care about when I'm broadcasting. But I am a bit of a uniform guy, and I love this uniform matchup. Classic Cal uniform at home and the new era kind of icy whites for Washington State.
I got to say, I'm not shocked. We have 2 4-4 football teams, both 500. But the stadium's like half full.
Yeah.
I don't blame people in Berkeley, California for not wanting to show up. It's a great place to live.
It's a beautiful place.
Incredible weather. Probably a lot going on tonight. But a disappointing crowd on my end watching.
Got about a minute to go before kickoff, and real quick, we want to give a shout out to this Cal crew that helps put these things together, especially Sam that was helping us set up this broadcasting booth and get. We have crowd sounds and ref sound, or in the ref microphone, which is just incredible.
We're like getting used to how to deal with it because we've never had ref sounds before. We've never had a team like the field sounds before. It's fun to learn how to use that. And the refs are talking. We better shut up and let them go.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun opportunity here, and hopefully a great game.
I think so.
To get into it.
You know, it's funny. There's a thing called Cheapskate Hill. It's not what they call it. They call it like, what do they call it? I can't remember the name of it here. But there's a hill that looks into the stadium where a bunch of fans can sit for free and drink beer, because I think beer's not allowed in the stadium. Mm-hmm. And you got a lot of like fraternities and sororities up there watching the game on the hill. It's pretty funny. They have a great view of the stadium. I love this atmosphere.
They do indeed. This is an incredible stadium. It's a shame that this football team couldn't have put it together for a little longer this year, because this team would have been a lot of fun to watch if they had something to play for down the stretch, and if Chase Garbers had been able to stay healthy.
Yeah.
But that is football, and the game must go on.
You know, I've been endlessly impressed with Cal's campus. The people are great. The weather's incredible here. It's like 60 degrees. Seems like all year.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to go to school in Berkeley?
Oh, my
right?
gosh. I don't know. Apparently, I mean, you would think the recruiting would be better based on what I've seen here. I'm like, I'm here. It's phenomenal. I would want to come here.
So we get ready to get this game underway. Cal will kick it away. Gabe Siemieniak sends it to the end zone. Travell Harris over, and he'll watch it bounce into the end zone for a touchback. Washington State will start with the ball on their own 25-yard line, moving from right to left on your radio dial.
I'm so excited. Oh, my gosh. I'm curious what they do first. I imagine they're going to start throwing the ball early. That's what they always do. That's their offense. But I'm excited to watch how Anthony Gordon plays. My struggle with him is leadership. We watched him against Utah totally wilt and give up and had a horrible body language, hanging his head. He struggles when he's punched in the face and doesn't fight back very often.
2-by-2 set with Max Borghi to the left of Anthony Gordon in their all-white uniforms. Gordon takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Borghi. Bounces it left and has some running room up the left sideline. He's got a first down, pushed down at the 40-yard line. A great start by Max Borghi. And we mentioned that may be the key to this game is how can Max Borghi control the ground in this football game?
You know, I was just praising that Cal does a great job staying in the right spot. Right there, the corner on the right side, totally left his area and allowed a great run to the outside, allowed the running back to bounce outside Max Borghi.
Staying in the same formation for Washington State, 2-by-2. Fisher and Bell on the near side. Snap taken, fake handoff. Gordon fakes left, goes over the middle, intercepted over the head of Brandon Arconato. Running back to the 30, tackled down just past the 30-yard line to the Washington State 27 is Jalen Hawkins, and just like that, and Cal's in business.
Gordon is livid. He's yelling at his roommate, Brandon Arconato. Something went wrong there. You know, I criticized Gordon for not seeing safety sometimes. I think something went wrong on that route. You watch the way they're talking to each other. He's not happy, and I don't think he wants to take the blame for that interception.
Brandon Arconato appeared to be open over the middle, but miscommunication as the ball sailed over his head into the hands of a waiting receiver.
So the Cal was playing cover 4 right there, and I think he expected him to continue and stay inside the safety. Arconato cut the route off, and Gordon threw where he wasn't.
Cal will start with the ball on the Washington State 27-yard line, 1st and 10 with 14:24 to play in the first quarter. Heavy set with twin receivers to the left side. They'll send their slot in motion. That's Jordan Duncan. Here's the snap. They'll hand it off to Christopher Brown, who has room at the left side. Makes Skylar Thomas miss. He'll walk in. Touchdown, Golden Bears.
I told you, man, Christopher Brown Jr. is awesome as a running back. Right there, he had one guy to beat. The offensive line did a great job. Poor tackling right there by Wazoo. I'm happy for that guy, Christopher Brown. That's fantastic.
What a score. He made Skylar Thomas there in the nickel look silly, or the down safety in the box,
Yeah.
and walks in, and Cal all of a sudden on top in this contest.
You know who that's good for is Devin Modster, the quarterback for Cal. A backup, a guy transferred to UCLA. If they can have a great running game today and he's not asked to do too much, I think he could succeed. That's a wonderful, obviously incredible start for Cal. 1 play, 1 touchdown, and a great omen for the Cal offense. If they can run the ball well, it's great for them.
Could not be a more disappointing start for this Washington State offense. Great run on the first play, interception, and then right away, that walk-in touchdown.
You know, maybe those jerseys are a bad omen, bad luck.
On to kick the extra point is Stephen Coots. The snap good, the hold good, the kick is blocked. It'll be returned.
Oh, wow.
Here he
probably
goes.
2 points.
This will be 2 points for the Washington State offense, or defense rather. 6-2, Cal leads. And the momentum back in Washington State's hands.
Yeah, what a deflating play for Cal. They have a great first start, 1 play, 1 touchdown, 1 play, a touchdown. And emotionally that hurts. Like, man, we had a great break, and that's just painful if you're Cal.
George Hicks the third with the scoop and score. And what a start to this ball game. Oh my goodness.
You know, I got a question on Strong Opinion Sports the other day about momentum. How does plays like that right there impact a game? Cal feels great about themselves. Wow, all we got to do is kick this extra point. And to give a free 2 points to Washington State, it's really, really painful. And momentum's all about, do you have hope that you can win? Do you believe you can win? And plays like that don't instill confidence in your team if you're Cal.
So now the Cougs will trail by only 4 points when they get the ball back to Anthony Gordon and company.
Anthony Gordon is fiery on the side. Look at him throwing the ball as hard as he possibly can. The trainer warming up.
That poor trainer. His hands are going to have some issues tonight.
That's an equipment guy, but point is moot. Anthony Gordon's livid and fired up.
George Hicks getting into the end zone on that blocked PAT. Those are normally a formality, especially in the college game from the 3-yard line, but Cal kicking game has had some issues this season.
Yeah. I want to see how Anthony Gordon responds here. Threw a pick on his first drive, and we've seen him again in moments this year when he's challenged, when he struggles, he tends to give into that what's the word I'm looking for?
I know where you're going.
Yes, yeah. When he struggles, when the going gets tough, he tends to fall over and keel over. And can he respond here after a tough interception to start the game?
I will push back slightly there. He has done that, especially in that Utah game. One of the stats that drives Washington State supporters crazy is that the Cougs are 4-4 on the season, and in every game but the Utah game, they have led with less than 2 minutes to play in the game.
The Oregon game, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he played phenomenal, and that final drive, Oregon took the lead.
Yeah, even the Arizona State game, drives down the length of the field, scores with less than a minute to go on the clock to take the lead. And the Washington State defense folds. It'll be interesting to see if this defense can step up and make some. Hey, it's hard to judge them on one play. That was just a great run, and by a quality running back. So we shall see how this pans out.
I tend to judge Anthony Gordon off one game, which I know is. That's maybe if that's his lowest point is just quitting against Utah. That's frustrating for me. It's hard for me to get over that. But man, he's got the ability to do great things if he wants. And I don't know. I said it before, I'll say it again. I can't wait to see how he responds on this drive.
He'll have a chance to do so. Travell Harris back to return the kick. Roderick Fisher, the up man.
You know, people are starting to fill in. You see people slowly walking down into the stadium. We might end up 3/4 full. That'd be really cool.
That would. Gabe Siemieniak kicks the ball away. This is a short kick. Harris will take it in the end zone and take a knee.
What was
Gordon
that name
will
for the
start on
kicker?
25 again.
What's his name?
Siemieniak?
Siemieniak?
Siemieniak. That's a tough one that I might not say again the rest of the game. We will see how things pan
I
out.
would just say Cal's kicker. if I
Cal's
were you.
kickers lines up, kicks it away. Yeah, that might be where we're going. Anthony Gordon and company trotting back onto the field.
I like what I just saw from Anthony Gordon, patting Max Borghi on the butt, saying, let's go, let's get something.
We'll start with trips to the left side. Max Borghi on the right of Anthony Gordon, with a single receiver on the far side. That appears to be Renard Bell. Here's the snap. Hand off to Borghi. He'll bounce it left and tackled in the backfield. What a play by the defensive back, playing up, making the play for the California defense. And I apologize, I did not see his number actually. That was Josh Drayden with the tackle for loss.
That's the great tackling we were promised coming into this game from Cal. We didn't see it on the first drive. Maybe that was just the first drive. That's getting the nerves out.
Yeah. And it was 2 plays, to be fair.
Fair enough.
Twin receivers, Borghi in the backfield.
One high safety.
Gordon takes the snap, looking to the right, looking back over the middle. He'll throw. Yeah, he's got Arconato, who breaks a tackle and gets down to the 31-yard line, third and a manageable 4 coming up. And getting back to Brandon Arconato, the man he overthrew on the interception, maybe building that chemistry back with his roommate and classmate down at City College of San Francisco, just across the bay here.
Yeah, and that's what, first of all, it's a homecoming for Anthony Gordon from the San Francisco Bay Area. That's what they do so well, though, is finding holes in zones and sitting down where there's an open spot.
2 by 2, Anthony Gordon. Cal showing blitz, man coverage with Bell in motion to the right side. Anthony Gordon takes the snap, stands in, delivers a pass. It's off the umpire. It'll be incomplete. And
the ref playing defense for Cal?
The Cougs will be forced to punch. The sideline, the Washington State sideline can't believe it.
That's got to be so frustrating. It literally looked like the ref hit that ball out of the air.
And it was a perfect pass. Would have been a first down for Washington State, but instead, we will see Oscar Jerkisevich III out for his first punt of the evening.
I don't think I've ever seen that where, let's watch the replay. The ref hits the ball out of the air. I know he's trying to get out of the way. It's just a very unfortunate move. I don't want to blame the ref there, but man, it looks like he's playing defense for Cal.
Oscar Jerkisevich III kicks this ball away. Back inside near the 10, fielded and stumbling, hurdling a man. Marcus Strong lowers the boom. What a play.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing trying to hurdle in that situation. Good luck.
Not a great situation there, as Cal will start with the ball on their own 25-yard line. The kick returner is Ashton Davis.
And I expect Cal to come out here running the ball. Run the ball well, use play action. Let's see what they do.
Cal looking, or rather will run their only their second play from scrimmage, scoring on their first play of the game. Cal leads 6-2 with 12:47 to play here in the first quarter. Moving from left to right, they'll be on the near hash mark at the 25-yard line. Here's the snap from the pistol. They'll hand it off over the right side and tackled in the backfield. He may get back to the line of scrimmage. Is Christopher Brown Jr., and he'll lose a yard. 2nd and 11 coming up from the far hash.
That's what I feel for Christopher Brown Jr. It's hard to get yards when you're constantly trying to fight back to the line of scrimmage. When there are guys in the backfield, man, and he does a good job. He often falls forward. But when there's guys meeting you in the backfield, 3 yards deep, it's hard to get back to the line of scrimmage to get any yards that are positive.
Monsters in the shotgun with 2 by 2 receivers. They'll send Crawford in motion to make trips on the short side of the field. Here's the snap and the handoff to Christopher Brown Jr., who is hit after a gain of about 6. 3rd down and 5 coming up from the far side.
What to do here? Normally I'd like to throw the ball on 3rd and 5 like this, but with a quarterback I don't trust, and I'm really curious to see, do we see a run or a pass here? I'd probably throw, but I don't know if I trust Devin Modster right here.
Modster yet to attempt a pass in this ball game. Of trips, 2 by 2 set.
Both tight.
In the shotgun. Christopher Brown Jr. in the backfield. Here's the snap. He'll drop back to pass. Modster looking deep down the left side. He's got his man. Catch made by Kekoa Crawford inside the 30 of Washington State. They'll mark him down. at the 34-yard line. What a play.
Love that. I love that. You know, I was very doubtful of Devin Monster's ability right there to complete a pass on third down. Not only did he do that, he threw it that's an NFL ball into a really tight window down the left side of down the left sideline. Against tight man coverage, a fade ball down the left sideline. That's fantastic. Great for him proving me wrong. I love that.
The Cal offense in scoring position once again, as they'll send players in motion, trips to the right side with the tight end. They'll send another man in motion to the right side. Monster in the shotgun. He'll fake the handoff, and the play is blown dead. A false start on Cal.
False start. Offense, number 85. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
It'll be first down and 15 from the 40, and Cal's offense, the way they are constructed, it's hard for them to come back from being behind the chains in this situation.
It's a tight end, number 85. It's just unfortunate right there.
Jake Tungus, that's their leading tight end. He's been a key part of this offense, fourth leading receiver, and a key blocker on these Christopher Brown runs. Here's the handoff to Christopher Brown. He'll go up the middle, and he is taken down behind the original line of scrimmage.
That's still a 4-yard run on first down. I'm impressed with him, man. I know that his numbers aren't great, and a lot of people are down on Christopher Brown, but he does a good job fighting for yards. He works so hard in the backfield. I'm just really impressed with him.
Second and 12 coming up from the far hash. 6-2 your score. Cal leads the Washington State Cougars, a touchdown and a returned point after for the Washington State defense. Monster in a heavy set. He'll fake the handoff, throws to his tight end, Tungus, who drops the ball. That's a fumble, and Skylar Thomas is all over it. That's a turnover. Washington State has the football. That's Willie Taylor the third jumping on the ball, and the Cougs with the first turnover of the ball game.
Just unfortunate. A good read by Devin Monster right there. I liked what I've seen so far. Was that a football
that might
move?
Be
is
an
a
incomplete
question.
pass.
Yeah, that's the question. I think they'll review it. I don't think the ball touched his hands and popped in the air. Is that a catch and a fumble, or is that an incomplete pass? That's the question.
First look I got on that review looked like an incomplete pass to me, and we'll hear the ref.
The previous play of a catch recovered by the defense is under further review.
Sounds about right to me.
And I would be stunned if this was upheld.
I think that's an incomplete pass. And a shame, too, because a good read by Devin Monster.
Yeah, and that would have been a good game. Maybe that third and short would have been upcoming. As now we'll take a look at the replay, as we have this nice monitor provided by Cal, which we appreciate very much.
You know, Devin Monster has struggled a lot this year, but there's also things such as progression where is it possible he gets better every week and we see a different quarterback than we've seen all year? Could he have just gotten better in the last couple of weeks? It's possible. He's been injured. He's been out. And the more you play, the more reps you get, the better often you get. We might be seeing a different Devin Monster. I hope so, for his sake, that he plays better today than he has in the past.
As it stands, it's a first down and 10 for Washington State on their own 41-yard line. A Jake Tungus fumble gives the Cougs the ball, but we'll see if it stands. And we are now getting reviews through our monitor.
And LSU beat Alabama in a close game. My gosh. Good for LSU.
Talk about massive in terms of college football playoff implications, SEC title game implications, as Alabama almost certainly won't be going to the title game at this point. As
LSU ball, 32 seconds left.
Fourth down.
Man. So I guess, that's a comment given to us on.
The ball through the catch results in an incomplete pass. It'll be third down.
As we thought.
So as we thought, it'll be third down and 12 from the 37-yard line of Washington State on the far hash mark. Cal up 6-2 in this ball game, and they'll have another chance to pick up a first down or attempt a long field goal.
Still unfortunate he dropped it. We could have had a third and short here for Cal. And instead of third and 12, it's really difficult to convert, and you're not in field goal range off the punt if you don't get enough yards.
Out comes the Washington State defense. Modster setting up in the shotgun. Trips to the right side. Single receiver is Trevin Clark on the far side with Christopher Brown in the backfield.
Ball on the 37-yard line going in.
Modster just talking with Christopher Brown, who goes to his right side. That's Marcel Dauncey in the backfield. He takes the snap. Pass all the way. Here's a heavy pass rush, and Modster going down in the backfield. He'll be sacked for a loss of 2 yards, as a number of Cougar defenders were there, to make the play, and a great pass rush by that interior of Washington State. And we have an injured player down on the field.
You know, really, that's a busted coverage by Cal. And I know there's a guy on the field that's injured. I'm sorry about that. But Cal, you know, Washington State brought 4 rushers there. If you can't block 4 guys with 5 offensive linemen and a running back to help, you're in big trouble. And right there, Cal couldn't. That does not bode well for Cal's offense.
The injured player is starting rush backer Willie Taylor III, one of the key members of this Washington State pass rush. We will see whether he's able to come off the field. He is still down right at the midfield logo. And we hope the best. We wish the best for Willie Taylor III.
Yeah, no matter who you're a fan of, you never like to see a guy injured at all. It's an unfortunate part of football. I'm checking in on this LSU Alabama game. Last I checked, Alabama was getting the ball back with seconds left. A final 46-41. LSU has beaten Alabama. LSU number 1 in the country. They will stay there. Undoubtedly, Alabama will move down. They were number 2 in the country today. They lost 46-41. LSU wins.
And those AP rankings, college football playoff has LSU at 2.
Got it.
It'll be interesting to see if they leapfrog Ohio State.
I
Who had
hate
an impressive.
that. I hate that in college football. There's no uniform. Like,
Yeah.
why does my phone tell me the college football playoff?
They should tell you the polar record, right? Because AP pulls the polar record until November, in which case it switches.
In
to
November,
the power.
I want to see on my phone the college football playoff rankings.
The poll of record is all I care about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So.
And I can't wait. We're going to watch that game tonight together.
We are.
That'll
It's
be so
gonna
much
be a good
fun.
game.
I recorded it. Oh, man. But I heard Joe Burrow did fantastic today.
He looked incredible. At halftime, he had 2 incompletions and 3 touchdowns.
How about Minnesota today? Their quarterback had more touchdowns than incompletions. Oh, my gosh. Tanner Morgan from Minnesota.
And anyone that knows me knows I'm a huge fan of Big Ten football. I think it's the best conference in the country. I know a lot of people disagree with me there, but it's good to see a Big 12 or Big Ten school stepping up, and who knows, maybe Minnesota, if they can find a way to beat Ohio State, and sneaks into the college football playoffs. Stephen Coots on to punt this ball away.
Another tough name. Oh, man.
It's going to be a fun
This for
day.
a long night. Cal getting ready to punt. We're on a TV timeout right now, so we're waiting for the time to run out on that. What I love is Cal also has the digital first down markers like Utah had.
So nice.
That's awesome.
Digital on the official side and then analog on the
yeah, you're right.
near side.
You're right. That's weird. Interesting they have both. Utah had just digital.
So Cal getting ready to kick this ball away. They'll punch from their just inside the Washington State 40-yard line. 10 minutes to play in the first quarter. Cal leads the Washington State Cougars 6-2 in this pivotal Pac-12 North contest. Both teams fighting for bowl eligibility, and both teams still feel like they have a good shot to play in a bowl game this offseason. Here's the snap. Coots' kick is end over end, checking up, and it'll bounce over the head of the return man, down inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. That's where Anthony Gordon and company will start with the football. And a great punt there by Coots, pinning the Cougars back.
It's a hard place to start for Washington State's offense on the 3-yard line, pinned inside their own 3. Man. And you know what's interesting? I rarely see a score where there's 2 points on the board and it's not a safety. That's a weird tidbit from today's game. That's bizarre. I don't think I've seen that in a long, long time where the 2 points was not on a safety.
Tell you what that does, it throws everyone's score prediction out the window.
You'll
Definitely, yeah. I guarantee that everyone's score prediction is now wrong because 6-2 does not make a lot of the scores that people predict.
No,
this
it does
game
not.
is not going to be 20-17.
Anthony
Gordon back in the shotgun, 2x2 set with Borghi. He'll hand it off to Max Borghi, who fights for running room on the right side. He'll pick up a couple yards. 2nd down and 8 coming up from inside the 10-yard line of the Cougars.
Great job by the Cal defensive line. They stalemated the Cal's Washington State's offensive line. Washington State got no push, and they waited for the running back to get him and tackled Borghi.
Bring in McIntosh for a 2-back set. 2 receivers far side. Roderick Fisher alone on the near. Washington State looking to get out of the shadow of their own end zone. 2nd and 8 from their own 6. Gordon takes the snap. Looking to throw in the end zone. He'll throw it to Borghi in the flat on the right side, who makes a man miss and is slung forward for a gain of about 3. 3rd down and just over 5 coming up.
And I'm disappointed. He had Roderick Fisher in man-to-man coverage with Cameron Bynum down the left sideline. And, you know, Fisher won that matchup. I would have thrown him the ball there. He didn't take a look, didn't see that. But that's a matchup to look forward to later in the game as Cameron Bynum on Roderick Fisher going vertical.
Trips to the right side. Desmond Patman alone on the far side. He's got a height advantage against pretty much anyone that lines up with him. Gordon with Borgie in the backfield, playing in the shotgun. 3rd down and 6. He'll take the snap. 3-man rush. Gordon steps up, hit as he throws, and the pass is going to be completed to Roderick Fisher right at the marker. This is going to be close, and it looks like he is just short.
I have a question. What's wrong with Tay Martin, number 1, the receiver for Washington State? I see him on the sideline. I don't see him in the game. What's going on there?
He will split time with Calvin Jackson and Roderick Fisher.
Got it. It's interesting. You rarely see a guy who started last year.
Well, here, there's a penalty on the play.
Holding. Offense number 74. The penalty is declined. The result of the play, 4th down.
So we 4th down and inches.
And you got to punt on your own 18-yard line.
As you mentioned, it is a bit of an unusual situation, and the offense is staying out there for now.
But your leading receiver last year with Gardner Minshew, Tay Martin, not in the game on a key 3rd down early against Cal. Interesting. And I understand his role has shifted this year, but that's just a weird scene of a transpiration of events. And Washington is going to go for it here on 4th and inches.
2-by-2 set, Borgie in the backfield.
On their own 18-yard line.
Gordon clapping, and they might just burn a timeout, and they will. Mike Leach calling for a timeout, and they will end up punting this football. Tell you what, that was a pretty light box. I think Borgie might have fallen forward for a yard there.
What's the point of that, though? I don't understand. Look, Mike Leach is far smarter than I am. But are you going to take – usually see a team take a delay of game there and say we're going to just punt the ball anyways. You burned a timeout there to try to draw someone off sides on your own 18-yard line on a 4th and inches. That's just bizarre to me.
Yeah. And they didn't even fake like they were trying to substitute or something.
I don't think they were trying to.
No.
And maybe they're trying to see if they had a matchup they like and then call the timeout. But
I think they did. If you were going to run the ball on that play, I would have snapped the ball. Yeah. That was a great look.
Yeah,
6-man box. Yeah. Well, five or six, depending on where that edge guy was.
That outside linebacker was just outside the box, in my opinion. But man, that right side was wide open.
And the officials talking to the Pac-12. We'll see if anything comes out of that.
Well, the thing is that Cal's defensive line isn't overly physical. If you have 5-on-5 in the box and 5 offensive linemen blocking 5 Cal, defensive linemen and linebackers, you like that matchup. Even if there's a 6th guy on the edge, you go, okay, Max Borgie can beat 1 guy inside coming off the edge. I don't know. I would have taken that matchup. But again,
I also wouldn't have gone for it.
Not on 4th and inches on your own 18-yard line.
Yeah. Officials are coming over to talk to Mike Leach. They were talking to the Pac-12 as an official does have a headset on. Is it possible they're looking at the placement of that football? It looked
maybe
to me
he
like
wants
was
a
short.
review. That could be why we saw what just transpired with a weird scene of events by Washington State.
Officials still talking.
Is it the word series of events is probably what I meant to say.
Yes.
English is hard.
It is. It's a difficult language. I'm with you there.
People in Germany get it. They understand.
They do. So 7 minutes into this football game, and the Cal defense has played quite well. They're stepping up and limiting this Washington State offense. What do you think the key? What do you think Cal's doing right to stymie this Washington State offense?
They're doing a really great job staying home, playing really great zone coverage. They're playing zone coverage, which surprises me. I would have played man. But they're playing cover 4, which basically when receivers run vertical, it turns into man coverage anyways. Because you have 4 guys on the 4 quarters. The field gets broken up into 4 different quarters. So if a guy goes vertical, I just run with that guy running with who's the receiver who runs at me. So they're doing a great job staying home, and their tackling's phenomenal. Other than that first run by Max Borgie, they've been tackling really well in the perimeter. And they're flying to the ball. I love what they're doing. And I think, that interception really wasn't a great play by look, they showed up, they were in the right spot, they caught the ball. But that was a miscue by the offense.
It's a long conversation going on still between the officials.
I have no idea what could possibly be going on. Unless they didn't announce a review.
No. I'll tell you what, it appears to be a review. You're right, they did not announce it. I'll tell you what, the offense is putting their helmets back on for Washington State.
Yeah, and Anthony Gordon's warming up, so they know something we might not.
They don't. So either they're going to go for it, or...
Is it ludicrous to go for it on 4th and inches on your own 18-yard line?
I think it is.
Early in the game?
In a game where you probably don't need to score that many points to win, right? You just need to get in. Why give Cal a short field?
Although, look, you have an interception early. Cal's defense plays you really well historically in the last couple of years.
Here's the announcement.
After review, the receiver maintained possession, was crossed the line to gain for a first down. We have holding foul, Washington State number 74, which will now be accepted. Half the distance to the goal line. Washington State has not charged a timeout.
So is that a first down and then the penalty?
So it'll be 3rd down, half the distance to the goal. So, so it was a completed catch.
It'll be a 3rd and like 8.
Yeah, so the penalty that Cal declined to bring up 4th down, they now accept because otherwise it was a first down.
So now 3rd and 10 from your own 4-yard line for Washington State.
All right, Anthony Gordon will get another opportunity on 3rd down and long. 3rd down and 10. He'll take the snap in his own end zone. We're on the 4-yard line of Washington State. 3-by-1 set. Borgie in the backfield. Here's the snap. Anthony Gordon looking over the middle, going deep down the right side. Was hit as he throws, and Max Borgie does not make the catch. He's out of bounds. Nearly a tremendous catch, but couldn't keep a foot in. And the Cougs will be forced to punt. But a penalty flag, and let's see, maybe roughing the passer.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer.
And it is.
Defense number 89. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So a first down for the Cougars via penalty.
It's a costly penalty by Cal's defense. I like what they're doing with their safeties, by the way. They're dropping one guy deep and sending another safety in as kind of a robber player at about 12, 15 yards. They get stuff deep over the middle.
Yeah, bit of a
I think that's a
borderline
penalty.
I agree, but I understand why the Cal fans are upset here.
Yeah.
In
So
Berkeley.
Anthony Gordon threw the ball, then was taken to the ground.
Tell
By
you what,
rule,
that
that's a
was-
penalty.
And I'll tell you what, Max Borgie almost got that ball on the sideline. First down from the 20-yard line. They'll hand it off to Borgie, who makes a man miss and powers forward for a gain of about 4 yards.
Oh,
Max Borgie, a power runner in the spread offense, I guess.
He ran over that corner. Fell forward for like another 2 yards.
It'll be 2nd down and 7 from the far hash mark. Washington State on the move. Looking for their first offensive points of the game. They scored a defensive 2-point conversion after the first score of the game, and is what perhaps is the strangest call of my broadcasting career. Anthony Gordon takes the snap, looks over the middle, throws, finds his man, tackled for the first down, Brandon Arcanato. That'll move the chains for the Cougars down to the 31-yard line of Washington State.
It's a great conversion by Washington State. So far, they're attacking the corner number 3, Elijah Hicks, a lot. They've stayed away from Cameron Bynum on the left side for the offense. See what they do here.
Trips to the right side for Anthony Gordon with a single receiver to the far side. Fakes the handoff, throws to Brandon Arcanato, who gets another 7 yards and is pummeled.
It's the same thing every time. Arcanato's finding a hole in the zone, sitting down, and right now Cal has no answer for it. I don't think playing zone against Washington State's offense is a good idea because they understand how to find a window in the zone so efficiently.
3 receivers on the far side. Tay Martin alone on the near. Slant routes over the middle. Gordon going deep. He's got his man. That's Aesop Winston Jr. who dives forward across the midfield stripe down to the 47-yard line of Cal, and the Cougs on the plus side of the field for the first time tonight.
And Cal had a great call there on defense. They moved a safety down about 12 yards in the middle of the field. He just got beat. He's in the right spot. He just got beat across the middle by Aesop Winston Jr.
Cal showing a heavy front against tripped receivers to the right side for Anthony Gordon. Tay Martin alone on the near side. Borgie stays in the backfield. Here's the snap. Pass protection fails, and a drops pass over the middle. Anthony Gordon throws an incompletion to Brandon Arcanato, and the Cougs will have a 2nd down and 10 from just past midfield.
Here's what I don't like on that is Anthony Gordon is falling away on that throw. He's falling away from pressure, avoiding a hit instead of stepping into that throw, and he's inaccurate because of bad footwork right there because it looks like he's afraid to get hit. No one likes that. That's kind of everyone hates to hear that about them, but he avoided pressure there, and because of it, the pass is incomplete.
2nd down and 10, 6:03 to play, 6-2 California lead. 2-by-2 set as Anthony Gordon takes the snap. Borgie sneaks out in a route. Anthony Gordon, all kinds of time, finds his man, incomplete off the hands of Renard Bell, who was going to get laid out if he made that catch.
Yeah, every time Gordon holds onto the ball that long, I get nervous. We've seen interceptions on plays like that. Anthony Gordon is not Gardner Minshew, the quarterback last year for Washington State. When he's buying time and extending plays, I cross my fingers and get very nervous for Mike Leach and their offense.
Max Borgie remains in the backfield. Tay alone on the near side with a trips bunched on the far side of the field, and a blitz shown by Cal. They back out. Gordon looking to the right side. He'll step up, throws over the middle, and lots of contact, incomplete to Brandon Arcanato. And we will see what Mike Leach elects to do. This is normally an area of the field where the Washington State offense would stay on the field, but they will indeed send out Dragicevic and the punting unit.
It's another tough play. Anthony Gordon steps up in the pocket. What he's got to do there is keep a base. He steps up in the pocket and starts running instead of sliding up and throwing an accurate ball. He was inaccurate because of his feet there. And I think the key in this game I'm seeing to beat Anthony Gordon is to bring pressure.
Ashton Davis back. Drakisevic's punt. End over end. Fair caught at about the 13-yard line. That's where Cal's offense will start. 6-2, the Cal Golden Bears lead with 5:43 to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, so if Cal's defense gets pressure throughout the game and can get Anthony Gordon off platform, not stepping into throws, having bad footwork, that's the key I'm seeing early in this game that can make Cal successful.
Cal has been successful so far. They've had some good offensive drives, only scoring on that first play from scrimmage, but have been able to put together enough plays to pin Washington State back and make them drive the length of the field, which they've proven that they have not been able to do in this game so far. We'll see if they'll be able to step up and get that done later in the game, but this Washington State defense also needs to step up and flip the field here for the Washington State offense. We'll see if they can do that as well.
As we see the Cal broadcasters over there on the left, jumping up and down. I don't know what's going on over there. I think they're on a break. That's hilarious.
They are. Good group of guys, by the way, helping us out with our notes for Cal. You know, it's a hard team to scout with the way they play football.
Well, they have so many guys injured, and we're going off guys who haven't played. We're talking about guys who haven't played. I'm excited to watch Christopher Brown Jr. here on this drive, the running back for Cal. I love the way he runs the ball. Runs it really hard, lowers his shoulder, and makes up for it and takes, he does well in spite of having guys in the backfield and a poor offensive line who misses their assignments. And if he does well in this game again, I think it's good for their offense, and I'm excited to watch him and Devin Monster work on this next drive.
He's an incredible player. Leads the team in scrimmage yards, just over 500 rushing yards entering this game, about 100 more through the air.
He's underappreciated.
He is.
Is the word that it comes to mind when I watch him.
And he played significantly better with Chase Garber's under center, as you would expect when you have a competent passer under center. No slight on Devin Monster. He's just not. He just appears that he's not ready yet so far, but he's made a couple NFL throws or borderline NFL throws in this game.
I was so disappointed when Chase Garber's got hurt. That big win, Cal had that big victory over University of Washington. He just got better as the year went on. We saw the progression of a young quarterback. Against Ole Miss, Chase Garber's had 4 touchdowns, and oh my gosh, I loved what he was doing. Just an unfortunate injury. We didn't see a quarterback continue to progress this year. I was just getting to enjoy him this year, and then he got hurt.
Let's take a moment to thank you all for listening on the Strong Opinion Sports YouTube channel. Feel free to comment and interact with each other, as we love to see those comments when we take a break or just between plays. It's great to know that the audience is there listening, and we're putting out a broadcast for somebody, and we're not just talking to dead air.
Yeah, I got to say, one of the comments is, how did Cal get 2 points? For people who tuned in late, Washington State blocked an extra point and ran it all the way back for a 2-point conversion, technically, on an extra point attempt by Cal. That's how Washington State got 2 points.
2 receivers to the far side for Cal. They're on their own 14-yard line. Here's the handoff to Christopher Brown Jr. He'll fall forward for a gain of just 1. 2nd down and 9 coming up. The front line of the Washington State defense stepping up and making a play, forcing 2nd and long.
I just go back to, he's so underappreciated. There's guys meeting him in the hole there. He makes contact, falls forward for another extra yard. That he turned a negative play into a gain there by falling forward and using physicality there to run over a guy for Washington State. Great run by Christopher Brown Jr.
Cal doing a short huddle, very close to the line of scrimmage. Tight end on the right side is Gavin Reinwald. 3 receivers to the far side with Christopher Brown in the backfield. Snap to Monster. He steps back, looking. He'll throw it to his tight end, who's hit, loses the football. That's for sure a fumble. Picked up by Skylar Thomas, who goes down at the 19-yard line. And the Cougar offense is in business right away. A turnover by this Washington State defense. What a play. Gavin Reinwald losing the ball.
That's 2 plays by tight ends for Cal. One, a drop pass. It could have been a fumble. And there a real fumble by Gavin Reinwald. Unfortunate, Cal's offense is actually generating really good opportunities for their team to succeed, and twice now tight ends have failed them.
As you mentioned, not a great start for the tight ends group on this Cal team, who in this style offense is a pivotal part of this team.
Yeah, they're a power running team. They use tight ends often on play action.
Trips to the far side. Fisher all alone on the near side. Gordon takes the snap. He'll fake the handoff. Now a delayed handoff to Borghi, who is taken down in the backfield by a host of Cal Bears. Chief among them.
Great discipline by Cal there. Anthony Gordon takes a step back like he's going to throw and then hands off to Max Borghi. Great job not biting on the fake and staying home and making a tackle on Borghi.
Evan Weaver among the men there to bring Borghi down in the backfield. Weaver is on pace to come 2 tackles shy of the all-time record in a college football season. And he has three 20-game tackles so far this season. An incredible player. Gordon takes the snap. Throw is complete down the right side of the field to his favorite target, Brandon Arconato.
And Cal has to stop playing zone. They have no answer for Brandon Arconato finding a window in the zone multiple times. You can play zone, that's fantastic, I understand, but he just finds a window between the linebackers, sits down. They've done that like 7 times to, what's his name? Brandon Arconato. And Cal has no answer.
Fisher, Bell, and Arconato on the near side. Aesop Winston alone on the far. Pressure shown by Cal. 3rd down and 4 from the 13-yard line of California. Cougs looking for their first offensive points of the game.
One-on-one with Aesop.
Here's the snap. Throw to Aesop is incomplete, overthrown. A lot of contact. A 4th down and 4 coming up, and the Cougs will likely kick a field goal here.
That stinks, man. That's a great matchup you love. Aesop Winston Jr., a veteran receiver, does a great job matched up on Elijah Hicks, a guy they've been attacking all day. And Gordon throws a bad pass there, man. I really, really like that matchup, and Gordon didn't deliver.
Blake Mazza will be out to kick this football.
Phenomenal kicker. And an easy name to say.
Yes, you got to love those easy names.
Oh, man.
There was a debate for a while if it was Mazza or Mazza. We've said it's Mazza. We have been told by people in the know that it is Mazza. Here's the snap. The hold is good. The kick is up, and it's right down the middle. 6-5 your score.
We're playing baseball here in Berkeley, California, apparently.
That's such a strange. Has that ever been like? I feel like
I've never broadcasted a game that's been 6-5 before. I'll tell you that.
I feel like I'm calling a game from the 1920s, right, where there are 3 field goals and a safety, and that's the only scoring in the game.
And what's weirder is it's Washington State's offense, an air raid prolific offense.
Right. It's a strange situation, but hey, staying right on trend with 11.5 points per game allowed by this Cal defense against this Washington State offense. We have a question in the comments that we'll get to at our next media timeout.
I want to see Cal make an adjustment here on defense. They have no answer for Brandon Arconato finding a window in their zone coverage. What's their answer on defense? How do they stop that in the next drive for Washington State? I have no idea. I'm excited to watch. I'd play man, but they might be afraid they don't have a guy that can match up with Brandon Arconato in man coverage.
Which
but
is
right now,
a strange thing to think, you know? Yeah. Arconato he's a great receiver in this offense.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's a top receiver in the country, you know?
But they might not have speed to stay with him. I don't know. He's a crafty slot receiver, and if they don't make a change, they're not going to stop that all game.
I'll say the Cal or the Wazoo offensive coaches were worried about press defense, and I'd like to see Cal get back to that. As Jack Crane kicks this ball away, taking a knee in the end zone. Let's pop in some of that natural sound. I like it.
What was that question
into the broadcast? So we'll give. Hold on, let me find it again. Owen Baldridge, excuse me if I mispronounced your name, asked who's the better quarterback, Anthony Gordon or Gardner Minshew? And
easily Gardner Minshew.
And we've been talking about this for a while now. And pretty much as soon as I picked you up in Vancouver, the drive down, we talked about, man, how much better Gardner Minshew is than Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, we'll get to it in a minute. They're about to run a play for Cal. I have a strong opinion about this. It drives me nuts. It's even a conversation for people. It's obviously Gardner Minshew, and I'll tell you why in a minute.
Heavy formation for the Golden Bears. Monster takes the snap, throws a little out route, and tackle is broken, and a big tackle made there by the Cougar defense. 2nd down and 5 coming up. That was Makai Polk with the catch.
I'm really impressed with Devin Modster. The stats, I don't know if they reflected or not. I don't really care about stats, but he's played really efficient football, making great decisions, and picking the right matchup repeatedly. I like what he's doing, and I like the system they're calling, the offense they're calling for Devin Modster, keeping it simple, giving him very simple reads, and he's executing.
Makai Polk on the tackle, or excuse me, Polk on the reception, Wood on the tackle. They'll do a little draw up the middle with Christopher Brown Jr. just shy of the 1st down, 3rd down and inches coming up.
So Bo Baldwin is the offensive coordinator for Cal. He's a former Eastern Washington head coach. I love him. I actually met him in high school. He's a great head coach. He's won a lot of games. He won a national championship at Eastern Washington. His game plan today for Devin Modster is very similar to what the Denver Broncos did with Brandon Allen, their quarterback, their backup the other day, where every matchup they're giving Devin Modster as his first option is a great matchup. He's throwing his first read regularly, and it means that the coach is kind of holding his hand but making great calls, allowing his first opportunity to be a great one. He's throwing to it, and they're doing a great job.
Modster under center. Single back is Christopher Brown Jr. It'll be a quarterback draw who gets 4 yards. What a draw.
That's a lot of push by the offensive line right there.
Down to the 38-yard line of Cal. And another chain-moving play by the Cal defense.
We'll wait till the punt to answer that question about Gardner Minshew versus Anthony Gordon. Again, I want to just be very clear. We'll get to it. I just want to wait till there's a punt.
We can take that at the quarter break, too, as we're inside of 2 minutes here in the first quarter.
That's a perfect time.
6-5 Cal over Washington State. I formation again for Modster. Power I. Here's the snap. They'll run it to the right side with Christopher Brown, who is hit after a gain of a couple. Whistle's blown dead. And another short gain on first down, 2nd and a long 8 coming up.
I love what Cal's doing, man. They're just chipping away. They're running the ball. They're simplifying things for their quarterback. A great game plan, again, by Bill Baldwin. And so far, I mean, they're leading 6-5. I love it.
Justice Rogers, the first one there to make the tackle.
It's getting cold here in Cal.
It is, getting a little chilly.
What the heck? I wore shorts, and that was totally a mistake.
That could be a problem for you as we get a little deeper in this game. Another heavy front as we near a minute to go in this first quarter.
Palm trees and cold weather.
Here's the snap. Christopher Brown, play action. Looking deep down the right sideline. He's got his man. He makes the catch. Jordan Duncan inside the 15, down to the 12. And another great throw by Devin Modsters coming into his own against this Cougar defense.
I am so happy for this backup quarterback, Devin Modster, a transfer from UCLA. Just showing up in big moments. It's another great throw down the right sideline. And look, I've been critical of him. I did not believe in him based on what I've seen so far this year, but he's really stepping up tonight and playing efficient football, doing a great job. I love what I'm seeing from him.
Inside of 40 seconds to go.
I'm just happy for him, man. That's awesome.
It's always good to see a kid perform well under center. Single receiver to the far side. Christopher Brown in the backfield. They'll bring the receiver tight. Here's the snap. Handoff, left side run. Christopher Brown hit as he reaches the line of scrimmage. He'll push forward for a gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and about 7 coming up with 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. That may be the last play we see in this quarter as Cal try and take the air out of the ball.
They've run on first down over and over and over again. To some success, right? They're running for like 2 yards for 3 yards. But they just chip away at the clock and continue to run the ball on first down. Look for play action coming up next time or soon on a first down by Cal.
We've reached the end of the first quarter. Cal leads Washington State by a baseball score of 6-5. They're in business. 2nd down and 7 coming up from the Washington State 9-yard line.
Yeah.
When we come back, and you want to touch a little more on that Minshew-Gordon question.
Yeah. You know, I keep getting all kinds of questions from people as we sit down. Gardner Minshew versus Anthony Gordon, who's better? Gardner Minshew is an impeccable quarterback from the fine details. He's very prepared. He's got great footwork. But the thing that makes Gardner Minshew different from so many other quarterbacks in the nation, in the NFL, everywhere, is his leadership and the way he has of galvanizing people around him. Gardner Minshew he walks into a room, doesn't need to say a word, and commands your respect and commands your attention because he's just got that kind of personality. Anthony Gordon, we saw against, I don't want to go back to the Utah game. I've said it many times. He quit against Utah. That really is unimpressive to me. But the thing that he really struggles with, forget the personality side of the game. Anthony Gordon has a great arm. He does a lot of little things well. But his footwork is really bad when guys are on his face. Instead of shuffling in the pocket and keeping a good base, he tends to break down his base, have bad footwork and miss throws. And Anthony Gordon, again, a guy with a great arm, regularly struggles to see safeties come down across the middle. He doesn't see linebackers drop back into coverage. Often he throws interceptions that are just boneheaded to make you go, what are you doing? He's got moments of consistency, and there are things I like about Anthony Gordon. I'm not trying to be super negative, but as a whole, he's not an NFL quarterback. He just leads the nation in passing because they throw the ball every dang play.
That is Mike Leach's scheme. And that doesn't mean you can't be a good quarterback in the air raid. It just
Yes.
means that Anthony Gordon is not an NFL guy in this system or any system. It's just not.
He's a good college quarterback.
Yeah.
He does a good job.
Yeah.
I'm not a hater of Anthony Gordon, but from an NFL perspective, he's not that. And then you look at the two leading passers in the nation right now, Joe Burrow and Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon has like 100 more attempts passing than Joe Burrow. Of course, the guy.
And only 500 more yards,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And then like he had we called it a bad game against Utah.
Oh, yeah, a terrible game against Utah. Threw for 252 yards.
Yeah, and that's a bad game in this offense.
And an absolute clunker of a game.
So who's better, Anthony Gordon or Gardner Minshew? It's easily Gardner Minshew. But there's reasons behind why Anthony Gordon isn't an incredible quarterback. It's footwork. It's ability to read defenses. It's inconsistent emotions in games. I'm not high on Anthony Gordon. I like him. I've met him. He's a wonderful person to meet and interact with. But as a quarterback, Gardner Minshew's far better, and it's not even a conversation.
I agree completely. As we get close to the end of this quarter break, 45 seconds to go, one more question we'll touch on real quick.
Absolutely.
How good is Aesop Winston Jr.?
Oh my gosh, I love him. I
love
him.
Aesop too.
Man, what he does is controls what he can control. He's not 6'5". He doesn't run a 4.2 40 time, but his technique's phenomenal. He runs great routes. He's got great hands. He catches the ball when you target him. I call him like a Hoover vacuum. He just catches everything. Aesop Winston Jr. is probably not an NFL guy, maybe an XFL guy, but just a fantastic receiver in this offense who's great in one-on-one coverage, and I hope they take advantage of it tonight.
Perfectly stated.
This is
as
my
usual
thing,
by Zach
dude.
Schomler. Strong
I love
opinions at the quarter breaks. You gotta love it. Oh, we got a spicy one for the next break.
Oh.
That'll be fun.
Don't tell me what it is. I want to hear it later.
All right, Cal back on the field. 2nd down and 7 to start the second quarter. They're on the 9-yard line of Washington State. They'll send their tight end Gavin Reinwald in motion to the right side. Play action, rolling out to the right is Motzer, who throws completed to the tight end, loses it at the end, but they rule it a touchdown. And the Cal Golden Bears up 12-5, pending a point after or 2-point conversion attempt.
Great job. That's another situation. That's his first option. He's booting to the left. The tight end's right in front of his face. He delivers the ball. Great pass. Touchdown, Cal. Look, Devin Motzer's not doing anything incredibly impressive other than executing, throwing to his first option regularly. But he's doing a great job and been accurate every time. And I'm so happy for the guy doing a great job tonight. His first touchdown pass of the night. And wow, I'm so impressed with Cal's offense.
That is Devin Motzer to Gavin Reinwald for the touchdown. 12-5 Cal, pending an extra point, and they're going to review.
I saw what the question is. I actually looked at the chat. It's I think you're talking about Justin Herbert versus Jacob Eason.
So we're entering an official review and a very interesting review here.
Yeah.
Because I said it when I saw it, and I don't think I'm right after looking at the replay. It appeared to me that he started to lose that football before he crossed the zone and then fumbled out the end of the end zone.
So that would be Washington State ball on the 20-yard line.
State.
I hate that rule.
It's a terrible rule.
It's a terrible rule.
Nowhere else on the field is that the case.
No,
I can fumble on the 1-yard line and get the ball at the 1, but if I fumble over the top of the pylon, it's a touchback for the defense.
It's ridiculous. If I'm running into the end zone and I fumble, why does it become their ball? It should be a touchback, my ball on the 20. Or something.
Yeah.
There's got to be a better answer than what it is currently.
I say if you fumble out the back of the end zone, it's your ball at the 1.
This happened in a Raiders game, like I think
twice.
They've
done it twice.
Yes.
Because Derek Carr did it against the Cowboys
That's
at the
right.
end of the game to seal the win
they
for
lost
Dallas.
the game because of that play.
And then he did it against the Green Bay Packers at the end of the first half, really flips the momentum, and the Packers were able to run away with that ball game. As everyone knows this
Play
song.
this song. Touching you. Oh, I love this song. Sweet Caroline.
And
ba, ba, ba.
the number 1 stadium song in all the world.
Oh my God, it's my girlfriend's favorite song. We used to listen to it at Eastern Washington games. She went to school there. Oh man, I love it. This is why I love college football.
Game at some point. I've never been up there to Eastern. So.
Oh man, it's a fun crowd. It's they're a school that's not very big, and they don't have a giant stadium, but they're really passionate about football.
And a
Eastern.
great team.
Oh my
years.
God! Not this year.
A bit of a down year this year.
Not this year, man. But I worked at their game to get into the national championship. I worked for ESPN that day. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful experience! And look, if I ever finish college, I'm going to do it online at Eastern Washington because I love that school and I love that place.
As official. So the ruling on the field stands is
Touchdown,
I think we all thought it probably would.
You know, that's so fortunate for Cal because imagine if it was a Washington State ball in the 20 and no touchdown for Cal.
Or no points for Cal even. Yeah.
No points and a Washington State ball. Instead, it's a touchdown for Cal. They said the play stands. Good for them.
Greg Thomas on to kick the extra points.
And the guy just walked by and handed us a piece of paper. I have no idea what it is. Is it stats?
We have stats and out-of-town scores on the bottom paper.
Oh, wow. They're
Gotta
on
love
top
Cal,
of
man.
things, dude. Cal is phenomenal.
Greg Thomas on to kick the extra points.
We have like assistants running around.
Snap good. Kick is up, and it is just barely good. Sneaking inside the right upright. 13-5. Golden Bears over the Washington State Cougars. As we're entering a media timeout, would you like to tackle that question now?
First, I want to say shout out to Cincinnati, number 17 in the nation. They're now 8-1. Their only loss is to Ohio State, which is a very understandable loss.
Yeah, they'll probably be playing in a New Year's Six game.
Yeah, and Luke Fickell, their head coach, is just phenomenal. I wonder if he looks at Cincinnati as a stepping stone or not. If he could leave Cincinnati and get a great job somewhere.
And how about Baylor pulling off the win against TCU? 29-23
Baylor
in
fans
3
are
overtimes.
lucky. They're now 9-0. But I'm not a believer of Baylor, man. A lot of people. Baylor's great. They're undefeated. Look, they just took overtime. Was it how many overtimes?
3.
3 overtimes to beat TCU.
Although to be fair, once you get to overtime, the number really doesn't matter to me.
Yeah,
because
correct.
you're on the 25.
But the point remains, if Baylor was this impressive, incredible, undefeated team, why didn't they take care of business? The point differential matters. Why was that TCU game tough? A TCU team that's been 4-4. Now, they're better than people realize. They're 4-5 now. They beat Texas. But did they beat Texas or they got close? I can't remember if they beat Texas or they just barely lost to Texas.
Baylor?
TCU played Texas really well.
Just barely lost, if I remember right.
And so, man, I'm just not impressed with Baylor. I know Baylor fans are like shouting from the rooftops, believe in our team, and I keep trying.
Well,
but
Baylor still hasn't played Texas or Oklahoma, right?
No.
So both those games are coming up.
Yeah, they're going to get –
Now, if they get to the championship game undefeated, they're legit because they would have beaten Texas and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Then I give them credit.
Good luck.
Although I will say – I'm, again, throwing out my hot takes when it comes to conferences. I think the Big 12 is not good overall. I think they have Oklahoma every year.
Stop with your hot takes. They're terrible. I love you. But the Big 10 is the second best. They're not the best.
No, and that was hyper. I'm more
maybe in recent years, right?
I'm more minced the Big. When I
think it's the most fun to. I don't know if it's the most fun to watch, but the Big 10's phenomenal. Right?
Yeah,
it doesn't get the respect it deserves on the West Coast.
Already getting some hate in the comments for that comment.
Yeah, you deserve it.
And I do deserve it because I misspoke a bit. I think what I mean is that the depth of talent in the Big 10 is superior.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
I think the 8th best team in the Big 10.
It's the SEC, like undisputed. They're
for
incredible.
Sure.
But yeah, no, the Big 10
I will say take the bottom half of those
conferences.
conferences. I think the bottom half of the Big 10 is better than the bottom half of the SEC.
That's possible.
Right? If you look throughout.
Possibly, yeah. Sure. Now, if you'd asked me 4 years ago, I thought the Big 10 was better, right?
Yeah,
there was a time where the SEC was down.
When Wilson was when Russell Wilson was playing for Wisconsin.
Mark Richt was at Georgia. Florida wasn't what they are. Teams have emerged recently for the SEC. And what are people saying? Are they giving you a ton of hate? You deserve it.
Alan Wigoski calling me out saying,
Elon, he's alone. He's a Patreon subscriber of mine. I love that guy.
You say, yeah, sure you misspoke. Of course that's what happens. Here's the kickoff by
in the
Cal kicker, who I will not try to say his name. And the return by Travell Harris going up the right side.
Ooh,
cuts it back. There's a flag, a penalty marker down.
I don't care.
Harris
This is awesome.
going up the right side. Makes a man miss down to the 50-yard line, but this is going way back.
Here's what I don't understand.
Multiple markers on the play.
He's running downfield. If you look up, there's number 46, a linebacker, and you see to the right, down the sideline, there's nobody. Why does he try to run over a guy? What are you doing?
It won't matter. Down at the 49-yard line, but it's coming way back.
And it's cold here. Why is it cold? It's beautiful behind us. Oh, my gosh.
Gorgeous.
The San Francisco skyline in the distance.
Goodness. What a stadium.
I'm taking a picture of that.
The Pac-12 have some incredible stadiums.
Yeah. Salt Lake.
It's amazing.
I think, honestly, Washington State's by far the worst.
Yeah, it is. And even that's not bad. Looking from the press box, you've got a pretty good view.
Okay, Homer.
The illegal blocking wedge, receiving team. 15-yard penalty, first down, Washington State.
Man, that's a beautiful view of the bay. Right behind us, you see the bay, you see the San Francisco city skyline, the sunset. Berkeley, California is so impressive to me. What a wonderful place.
And it is a gorgeous place. We were able to go over to San Francisco yesterday.
Look at Pac-12 studios.
Look at the Pac-12 studios.
Oh my gosh.
Talked to a couple great people over there at the Pac-12 network.
Yeah.
Just a great opportunity. As the Washington State offense back on the field, trips to the left side.
What does Cal do to slow down Brandon Arconado in the slot, beating their zone?
Patman alone on the near side. Delayed handoff to Borghi, who's destroyed in the backfield. Wrapped up and slowing down Brett Johnson. Throwing him to the ground for a loss. Second down and about 13 coming up for the Cougs.
Washington State had numbers in the box there, right? It's 5-on-5, and they're unable to win one-on-one matchups against Cal's defense. That's a very disappointing run by Washington State.
I said in the pregame that this Cal front seven is a top 3 front seven in the country. As the snap's taken, they'll throw it to Patman on the right side, who drives forward, picking up.
Do you mean in the Pac-12?
A few yards up, 3rd and 4 coming up.
I guess they have two NFL talent at the interior linebackers.
They have NFL talent at the interior line, and their defensive line is full. They have they have 7 upperclassmen.
Luke Biquette. They have Kenny. Is it Coney Deng? You know the names. Coney Deng, Evan Weaver. They've got a lot of solid guys, NFL, XFL guys. up in their front seven. I'll give you that.
And it was a bit of a hot take perhaps, but I stand by it. This is one of the best front sevens in football. As a flag's thrown, it'll be a false start. So 3rd and 3 turns to 3rd and 8, and really puts the Washington State team behind.
Here's what I'll say about this front seven by Cal is they're winning one-on-one matchups up front, and don't look at it. Don't look at it too much. They're going to give you hate no matter what you say. Let me tell you.
They're great. Your listeners are great. There wasn't even any hate. There was an interesting suggestion that we'll talk at halftime about.
And we got to talk still Jacob Eason versus Justin Herbert.
Trips to the near side. Tay alone on the far side. Anthony Gordon looking pressure right in the face. They bring 5. Free rusher. Gordon spins out, and he's thrown down inside the 10-yard line.
There is the formula to beat Anthony Gordon. Get guys in his face, get pressure on him, and make him leave the pocket. Great job by Cal, and they are putting on a great performance right now against this Washington State defense. I know my friends at home at my old house are really frustrated right now with this Washington State offensive line.
Drakicevic in the punt. He'll be in his own end zone. Back to return is Ashton Davis.
Let's think of the turn of events here. We have a poor tackle on the first play by Cal for a touchdown. We have a long touchdown drive by Cal. We have an interception, a bad throw by Anthony Gordon, and then now another failed drive, a 3-and-out by Washington State.
Drakicevic.
Everything other than that one play where Washington State got the 2 points on that blocked PAT, everything else is going in favor of Cal.
Ashton Davis fair catches the football, and they'll have excellent field position as that fair catch is made at the 48-yard line of Washington State, so short field for Cal to start this possession.
Do you have a moment to get into Herbert versus Eason?
We do indeed. We've just entered a media timeout.
Okay.
I don't think it's particularly close.
No, it's not close. Although I will say I'm not in love with Justin Herbert. I gotta watch the film. I can't come up with a reason why I don't love Justin Herbert. I just don't. I don't know if it's his personality. I don't know if it's his presence. Like you listen to Joe Burrow talk, and you're moved, and you're like, this guy's awesome. His work ethic's incredible. The marketing and the whatever. I don't want to call it marketing, but the way that Justin Herbert presents doesn't feel like #1 overall pick. As awful analysis as that is, that's nothing really of substance.
I'm with you.
But that's how I feel. So, but he's much better than Jacob Eason. And Jacob Eason is a guy who's got probably, I think, the best arm in college football. He's literally incredibly physically talented. But you got to remember, he was there for an entire year, unable to play in games. So he's just practicing for Washington, University of Washington.
Didn't learn the playbook.
Spent an entire year there and didn't learn the playbook.
That's inexcusable.
I know people in that building who say that Jacob Eason, they're concerned about his work ethic. They have noticed that he hasn't mastered the playbook. We've seen interceptions from Jacob Eason where he's got guys completely covered and still trying to force the ball in. Part of that is because he's got this incredible arm. I think he's got a little too much confidence in it at times. But Jacob Eason's not ready for the NFL, and he would do himself a disservice by leaving early to go to the NFL. He's not ready, and he needs more time to polish. And I have great concern about his work ethic because what he puts on the field, the product he plays with and puts on the field, doesn't impress me.
It would stun me if he declared this year with the wealth of talent coming out.
Look, and I say it doesn't impress me. He's got good moments, right?
Yeah,
the best
certainly.
of Jacob Eason's phenomenal, but the worst is awful. Like the Utah game last week, throwing into covered guys, throwing a pick six. It's not great for Jacob Eason.
No, Utah, very quality, very high-level defense, but still,
but
it's
if
inexcusable
you're
mistakes.
a top pick in the draft, if you're a quarterback who deserves to be #1 overall or in the top 10, if you're Jacob Eason and you think that highly of him, he should do far better. Joe Burrow dominated Alabama today. If you compare Joe Burrow to Jacob Eason, there's no contest.
Jacob Eason's a 7th-round pick right now, right?
No, he's
okay,
Drew Lock.
But
right now he's Drew Lock.
Okay, that's
Drew
fair.
Lock was a 2nd-round pick because he had this talent, but he didn't have.
You think with this body of work,
behind him.
if he declared right now, he'd be a 2nd-round pick?
Someone would, because coaches are arrogant and think they can change a player.
That's fair. That's fair.
But work ethic, you can't control his work ethic. All you can control is what you do for Jacob Eason. So, I have great concern about Jacob Eason right now.
As do Washington fans. The Huskies
As
a
I
bit
think
worried
some
about
guys in
their
the NFL
quarterbacks.
do too.
Yes. Shotgun formation with a tight end on the left side. 2 receivers on the far side. Here's the snap. They'll fake the handoff. Monster going deep. He's got his man up the street, up the seam rather. Incomplete, overthrows him. That's Kakoa Crawford on the go route.
Kakoa. No, that's
Was that not Kakoa Crawford?
what's his name? It's Jordan. No. Oh, is that? I thought Kakoa Crawford was out.
It was Nico Remigio that was out. Yes.
Got it. You're right. So Kakoa Crawford right there,
He
out
was
of the slot, runs a double move. So he sits down like he's running a dig across the middle of the field, then slows down and goes vertical behind the safety. He beat his man there, and Devin Modster just missed him. That's an unfortunate miss for Devin Modster.
Big time miss and a big time opportunity for Cal. They could have gone up 2 scores. Here's the snap. Modster hands off to Brown, who turns his legs, picks up about 3. 3rd down and 7 coming up, and a massive 3rd down opportunity for Washington State.
He falls forward every single time. I am so impressed with Christopher Brown Jr., the running back for Cal. And is that fog or smoke? What is that over there?
I believe that's smoke. I think they did some fireworks in the quarter
Or is
break.
it grilling? There's some kind of smoke up in the
Cheap State Hill, man.
left corner.
Coming down.
Cheapskate Hill. Yeah.
Someone barbecuing some.
Tightwad Hill, that's what it's called.
There
Tightwad
you
Hill
go,
up
there you
above
go.
Cal Stadium where people watch for free.
It's a cool place, man. They had some pictures from there, and it looks like a good view.
Oh, yeah.
Shotgun receivers on both sides. Heavy pressure. Monster throws incomplete. And a flag comes in.
Hey, I mean, look, that might be pass interference on the defense. That's still Devin Monster had a guy open by a step and overthrew his guy. Just a high throw, hard to catch for the tight end.
Here's the call. Or there will be a call momentarily. Here he is.
Pass interference. Defense number 1. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Break for Cal.
Massive break for Cal as we'll wait.
As Devin
Man.
Monster missed that throw. I mean, that's a tight end beating his man by 1 step and Devin Monster overthrowing to the outside. Hey, if you're going to miss, though, I'd rather him miss high
wide.
and outside than inside where it can be picked off.
Didn't see a ton there. They're not giving us a replay. But big time penalty in this game.
Will they use play action here on first down?
Heavy set. Monroe Young alone on the near side. Here's the snap. They'll hand it off to Christopher Brown, churning his legs. He'll pick up about 2 once again. Justice Rogers running in late for some contact. And 2nd down and 8 coming up from the Washington State 32-yard line.
And Cal continues to run the ball well on first down. Not for big yardage, but for positive yardage. That's a great job by Cal's offense to run the ball for positive yardage on first down consistently all game so far.
2nd down and 8 from the far hash mark, 32-yard line of Washington State. Monster in the shotgun with 2 backs. Late motion on the defensive line. Monster steps back, pressured. He'll throw it to his running back, Marcel Darcy, who makes a man miss, but is tackled just past the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and long coming up.
It's a failed screen by Cal. Actually a good call right there, but the offensive line couldn't get out to the perimeter fast enough. And good tackling by Washington State.
Getting a little windy here in Berkeley.
Windy and cold. Why is it cold?
What? I was promised good weather in California. They're like, man, you should.
It's still warmer here than back in Pullman.
Oh, it certainly is. We would be bundled up right now. If this game was in Pullman, we would be having issues right now.
I have pants in my bag. If we take a break at halftime, I'm putting pants on.
You should put pants on. Motion
No,
man.
for the record, I'm wearing pants. I'm wearing shorts.
Motion man is Reinwald to the right side. Here's the snap. Monster stepping back, pressured. Hit as he throws by Ron Stone, and it'll overthrow his man. Wide open was Trevin Clark.
That's the second play this drive where he's had guys wide open vertically and overthrown them.
Ron Stone Jr. in with the pressure. My goodness, what a missed opportunity by Cal. He had a man streaking into the end zone and couldn't make it happen. And is Cal going to go for it here? What's the call?
Why not?
And
right?
7?
You can't kick a field goal. You're on the 32-yard line. You don't have confidence in your kicking it. Well, if you don't believe in your kicker,
and
you're not going to punt, so go for it on 4th and whatever.
Monster calling.
We could see a quick kick by the kicker, but I think they're going to go for it.
I think you have to.
Now they got a great matchup on the right sideline. 1-on-1 coverage.
2-by-1 timeout called.
Timeout Cal.
By Cal. So, be interesting to see what we see here. Do you go for it even with Cal's offense?
Yeah.
I think you have to.
Like, what do you?
Unless you have a confidence in your kicking game.
Which
or you want to give
think
your kicker
they do.
a chance.
Yeah. And here's what I do here, honestly, if I'm Cal. You have the lead. Your defense is playing phenomenal. I do a quick kick. I have the kicker literally punting the ball like 20 yards, try to get it down inside the 20-yard line. And then, because what a quick kick is where the quarterback punts, and the defense doesn't expect it, so you have nobody back to return it, and it allows for you to get really good field position for the offense on their drive.
All right, we have a hot take that I'd like you to answer. Sue, a user named Savage Avery
of course
says Burrow's floor is Matt Stafford and his ceiling is Tom Brady.
Okay, Matt, you can't compare him to Matthew Stafford even remotely. Matthew Stafford is like one of the best arms one of the strongest, best arms in the NFL. Now, I like the Tom Brady comparison because it's so if Tom Brady did what he did now in college, I think he'd be far more appreciated. Because back in the day when Tom Brady was in college, efficiency wasn't appreciated. Guys like Ryan Leaf went number 2 overall because people fell in love with the big, strong, that prototypical, years ago quarterback. Joe Burrow is phenomenal, and what I like from him is the progression. He's gotten better over time. The other guy that no one gives credit for getting better is Jalen Hurts, the quarterback at Oklahoma. Watch Jalen Hurts' first year at Alabama, to his second year, to his third year now at Oklahoma. Every year, Jalen Hurts has consistently gotten better. Jalen Hurts is not a first-round pick, but I do like what he's doing. And so I know I took that question, suddenly we're talking about Jalen Hurts. Now,
that's how it goes,
the ceiling for it's ludicrous to compare Joe Burrow to Tom Brady. It's not fair to anybody. And comparing him to Matthew Stafford doesn't make any sense because they have very different playing styles.
Sorry,
where
man.
Joe Burrow's efficient. And no, don't be sorry.
Sorry,
sorry,
Savage Avery.
you're wrong.
You're wrong, man.
But thanks for listening, man. Hello. I hope you're enjoying the show.
Yeah, we appreciate all the listeners. My dad commenting in, why is Zach not wearing pants? That must be awkward. Making the dad
what
jokes
a dad,
on air.
literally making
You gotta
dad
love
jokes.
it. Thank you for listening, by the way. I appreciate my parents listening from back home, listen to all my broadcasts, and it's great that they listen in.
So to clarify for everybody, I'm wearing shorts. I'm gonna put on longer pants.
I love that this became a thing. It's too
Zach
good.
doesn't wear pants when he broadcasts. Gosh.
Hashtag Zach doesn't wear pants.
4th and 8. Back to the game.
They're going for it. Monster in the shotgun. 2-by-1 with the tight end on the left side. Monster in the shotgun. 4th and 8 from the 32-yard line of Washington State. They'll send the running back out in motion. Here's the pressure going down the right side. Lot of contact, incomplete. And that'll be a turnover on down. George Hicks, the third in coverage. And a 4th down turnover by the Cal offense.
And they attacked the matchup I liked. They had a matchup down the right sideline, and they threw the ball vertically to him, just off his hands. That's actually a pretty good throw by Devin Monster. It's about 6 inches, maybe too far downfield, but a good attempt, a great job getting that to that matchup. And what I want to see here on this drive is how does Cal slow down Brandon Arconato, number 19, the receiver for Washington State. He's done a great job finding a window on their zone coverage. What adjustments do they make to slow down Brandon Arconato?
Trips to the near side. Roderick Fisher alone on the far side with Anthony Gordon in the shotgun. Borgie in the field, backfield as he normally is. Snap taken by Gordon. Bull rush gets through, but a screen pass out to Borgie, who spins away and is drilled to the 40-yard line. That'll be a big-time gain of about 7 yards. Second down and about 2 coming up.
That's what I talked about before the game, is Cal can play great coverage downfield and allow a check down to Max Borgie, who runs for considerable yardage after the catch. That's what they did there. I want to see more of that from Washington State. Checking down to Max Borgie, getting yards after the catch.
Aesop Winston Jr. alone on the near side. Trips on the far. Borgie in the backfield. They'll give it to Borgie, who runs to the right side, gets a first down with ease, barrels over men, gain of about 8, and a first down picked up.
That's why I would challenge you on how great their front seven is. They're good, but they, Max Borgie just ran over 2 linebackers to fall forward for another 3 extra yards. I don't know.
That's fair. It might have been a bit of too big of a hot take for me in the preseason, to be fair. It was.
Leave your hot takes to me.
It was silly season, man. It was August 20th. Snap to Gordon. They'll throw a tunnel screen to Roderick Fisher. They're great at this play, but a tackle for about 4 yards.
And that's so
Second
close
and 6
to
coming
busting
up.
that for like a 40-yard gain. If Liam Ryan makes a better block there on the edge, that goes for a lot longer yardage. Liam Ryan is the left guard for Washington State.
Has had some issues this season with penalties. A lot of people think he's got a chance to play pro ball if he can put it all together, but he's had some issues.
The physical ability. Mentally, he's all over the place. I don't think he jives well with Anthony Gordon.
5 wide for the first time tonight. Trips on the near side. 3-man rush, quick screen to Harris, who makes a man miss, dives forward. He'll be just shy of the first down as 2 Cal Bears collide together. 3rd down and 1 coming up. They're getting up gingerly, but are up.
So that's a real thing where your offensive lineman and your quarterback can be off sync, where sometimes your quarterback snapping the ball is his timing is weird, or his cadence is hard to hear, or he's just a second earlier than you're ready for. Whatever that reason is, Liam Ryan and Anthony Gordon have not been on the same page, whereas Gardner Minshew and Liam Ryan last year never had a problem.
A ton of penalties in that Utah game.
False starts.
Here's a snap, 2-by-2 set pre-snap. Anthony Gordon is going to be decked behind the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be a punting situation for Washington State. Anthony Gordon, good job of tucking that football away. Yeah. He's having a conversation. He wants holding downfield, I believe, but he's not going to get it.
We go back and forth on how good, whether or not how good this Cal front seven is. Right there, they got pressure with a 4-man rush. Again, Washington State has 5 guys trying to block 4
Tell you
and
what,
cannot.
That was almost roughing the passer, going high to the head there.
Yeah, but a great play by the Cal defense. I have no idea how to feel about their front 7. I go back and forth. They make a good play, they make a bad play. I'm probably pretty flippy-floppy. A good play by them.
Drakicevic's punt is a good one. Backing up Ashton Davis, he'll fair catch and step away, and well deep through the end zone. Only a touchback. And if I am remembering correctly, that is Drakicevic's first touchback of the season.
Had a good year.
He has had an excellent year, on several watch lists for awards for punters. And Cal will start on the 20-yard line.
You know, there was a play in that Minnesota game earlier where it was great situational coaching by P.J. Fleck, the head coach of Minnesota, where, you know, Minnesota it's 4th down. They're in Penn State's territory. They take a penalty to get the leg in, move them back farther. And because of that penalty, they were able to punt the ball and nail Penn State was I think on the 9-yard line. That was a great situational coaching by P.J. Fleck. An impressive job by Minnesota.
Pistol formation for Cal. Monster takes the snap, hands it off, and big hole up the right side. Christopher Brown down inside the 40-yard line, or just past the 40, excuse me.
Cal fans give Christopher Brown a lot of hate. When he gets blocking in front of him, he does that. He runs for 20 yards, does a great job. I'm a big fan of Christopher Brown, man. He's doing a wonderful job. And I've been saying it all night. Such an underrated running back for Cal.
First down from the 42-yard line of Cal. The Golden Bears looking to add on here as they currently lead 13-5 in this second quarter.
And this is
6:57 to play.
I'm just having a blast.
It is certainly that. It's been a great time calling this game with you. We're not even halfway through. Heavy formation. They're going to hand it off to Christopher Brown, who is decked in the backfield. Ron Stone Jr. among the others. Carson Block in there as well. And it's going to be a second down and about 14 for the Cal Golden Bears.
And that's poor technique by the left guard and the left tackle by Cal, getting out leveraged by the defensive line of Washington State and allowing a loss on the run.
Monster will set up in the shotgun.
They put in Marcel Dancy, at running back. Take out Christopher Brown Jr. on the second and 14?
Second and 14 from the 38-yard line of Cal. In the pistol. Here's the handoff. Darcy up the middle. He's making men miss. That is Deshaun Collins up the left side. Tackled at midfield.
So for Dancy, they open up a great hole. For Christopher Brown Jr., they can't block to save their lives. Oh, man.
Third down and 3 coming up from just shy of midfield.
Now they bring in the bruiser, Brown Jr., number 34. Love the kid.
We apologize, by the way, if there's any wind noise on these microphones. These are our older headsets back at the radio station at Washington State, and they're missing the windscreens, which, you know.
Hey, they make me sound good. I'm happy.
There you go. And that's all that matters, right? Good audio. Lots of motion on this third down and 3. Monster in the shotgun, takes the snap. He's back to pass, throws to his running back who's decked at the line. What a tackle by Jahad Woods, the captain of this Washington State defense. 4th down and 3 coming up from midfield.
You know, that's the right idea by Cal. The route wasn't quite deep enough. You know, he cut that route about a yard short. If he runs that route deeper, that's probably a first down by Cal. A great concept, great idea. Route was cut short by Christopher Brown Jr. and now 4th down by Cal.
Cal brings out the punting unit.
What are they saying in the comments?
Stephen Coots in to kick this ball away. Here he comes. Stepping up is Travell Harris. He'll fair catch it at the 19-yard line. A bad punt by Coots. And the Cougs will start at the 15-yard line. He caught it around the 15, not around the 20. Cougs will have the ball at their own 15-yard line. 4:47 to play. Washington State trails Cal 13-5.
We have a correction by a guy named Tyler P. He says number 26 is not Chris Brown. No, that is Deshaun Collins. If I said that, I apologize. I don't know.
It was probably me, to be honest. It's hard to tell from up here sometimes what the number is. Frankly, you look at what a player looks like, and in pads and a helmet from this high, Christopher Brown and Deshaun Collins look pretty similar from all the way up here.
Yeah. You got to go to the numbers, man. It's tough.
So we apologize.
Thank you, Tyler, for the correction. Much love.
4:47 to go in the second quarter. What does Washington State need to do with this amount of time left in this game? They got to get something going. How can they get traction on the offensive side?
Feed the rock to Brandon Arconato. I don't know why they haven't gone back to that in the last drive. And a beautiful sunset behind us. The San Francisco. I wish we had a video so we could show it. It's that the San Francisco skyline. There's a beautiful chapel or something over here. Just a wonderful sunset. Oh my gosh, just beautiful.
Doesn't get better than the Bay Area in terms of skylines.
So what does WSU need to do here? They need to take advantage of the matchup with Brandon Arconato. Cal's running zone coverage. Just do what they do. I mean, if they drive the car down the road, they'll be successful. They're getting cute sometimes. They're trying to run the ball. They're doing weird stuff. I like what they were doing on that first drive, other than that interception, or maybe it was their second drive. That field goal, whatever drive that field goal came on. Do what they've been doing, and should have success.
About 55 seconds to go in this media timeout. Got a question we'd like you to address.
Okay.
Billy Goodrich says Anthony Gordon is nasty. I think he will be an NFL quarterback because he can make a lot of throws.
Oh,
rewind.
What say you? No. Look, I'm not going to go on another 10-minute monologue. I did it like literally 20 minutes ago about Anthony Gordon.
Billy, we expect more from you as a Strong Opinion Sports
guys,
listener.
I did a topic about it yesterday. talked about it earlier on this broadcast. Footwork is poor. He doesn't handle pressure very well. He's bad as a leader. He's got a bad attitude at times.
To give Billy some credit, though.
He's the leading passer in the nation.
He's the leading passer in the nation, and he can make some throws.
No, he's got a great arm.
Yeah.
He does some good stuff, not NFL level, though. You can be a great college quarterback. Tim Tebow was. And didn't succeed in the NFL.
I mean, he got a playoff win. More than a lot of guys can say.
Come on. God.
Come on, you weren't a Tebow time guy?
It was so much fun.
It was so much fun.
My dad and I loved those games, man.
Trips to the near side. Anthony Gordon looking to get this Cougar offense rolling. They've struggled so far in this ballgame. 13-5, your score. Cal leads with 4:47 to play. Cougs on the 15-yard line near hash, left to right with Renard Bell in motion to the left side. Gordon stepping up, throws over the middle. Arconato with the catch just past the 25-yard line down to the 27 and back to that man.
What a shock. Brandon Arconato for a big gain against zone coverage. Come on, guys.
Gordon
Feed the beast.
Gordon and company picking things up as we have a 2-by-2 set. Borgie in the backfield. Man in motion is Renard Bell. Bell's been in motion a lot in the pre-snap. Here's the snap. Gordon steps up, finds his man Arconato, who cuts it upfield just shy of the 35-yard line. A second down and 3 coming up. The homecoming continues for Anthony Gordon and Brandon Arconato. They're having a good night tonight.
Yeah, I think maybe Mike Leach just tapped into our broadcast. He's like, he hears
must,
Zach
chanting,
please throw the ball to Brandon Arconato.
Mike Leach, if you're listening,
there's no way.
Throw it to Brandon Arconato and feed the rock to Max Borgie when you've got the count in the box. Arconato in motion to the left side to make trips on the far side. Gordon takes the snap. Pressure. Good protection. He'll throw it to Patman. He's got the first down the left sideline. Tackled just shy of the 50. And another first down for Washington State. 3:47 to go in the first.
So here's how you know if it's zone coverage by Cal. The reason why they're sending motion across the field is if a guy follows Brandon Arconato across the field, oh, that must be his man following him. If the defense barely moves at all to a motion, you can understand, oh, they're in zone coverage because nobody's adjusting to Brandon Arconato across the field.
Trips to the near side. Anthony Gordon alone in the shotgun.
By the way. The motion pre-snap.
A very light box with a passing set here. 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line of Washington State. Gordon steps up, throws to Ty Martin, who's got room up the left side. Well executed screen. Wow. He'll get 11, and a great play made by Tay Martin, making something out of a play that looks like it could have been bad for Washington State.
What he did there was hit top speed incredibly fast, man. He just hit a short burst of 8 yards, and that's a phenomenal run after the catch by Tay Martin. A good solid block, but he made a move and then really hit the Jets and was gone for an 8-yard gain.
Dion McIntosh in the game. 2-back set for Anthony Gordon. 2 receivers to the near side. Tay Martin alone on the far side. Here's the snap. Gordon stepping up, throws to the right side. He's got Aesop Winston, who's very close to a first down at the 33-yard line of Cal. Cougars keeping their foot on the gas pedal. 2nd down and 1 coming up near hash mark in Cal territory at the 33-yard line. McIntosh checks out. 2-by-2 sets for Washington State.
Wind is picking up here at Cal.
That
matchup on the right, Aesop Winston Jr. with Elijah Hicks covering him.
Snap to Gordon. Gordon steps up. He's pressured. Hit as he throws, and he's got his man, Aesop Winston Jr. Flag in the backfield. I'll be interested to see what that was. There's contact on Gordon, but that may be an offensive holding. We will see.
Hey, look, I've been critical of Anthony Gordon's ability to handle pressure and have good footwork. Right there, he stepped up, avoid the rush.
Holding, offense number 21.
Man, a great play by Anthony Gordon, taken off the board right there. Had pressure in his face, stepped up, avoided the rush, threw the ball as he was pulled to the ground. An unfortunate penalty to take away a good play by Anthony Gordon.
Second down and 11 coming up now from the 43-yard line of Cal. 2:23 and counting to go in this quarter. First half coming to a close, 13-5. Washington State trails the Cal Golden Bears. Trips to the far side for Anthony Gordon. Aesop Winston Jr. alone on the near side. Gordon claps his hands, takes the snap. He's looking to the right. He'll throw to Aesop on the stop route. He's got his man, and he'll be thrown out of bounds at the 30-yard line. A first down for Washington State. That'll move the chains and stop the clock at 1:58 to go in the first half.
I love that you called that a stop route. Not your fault. It looks like a stop route. Aesop Winston Jr. runs a fade down the right sideline. And these two have been playing together for years. They played together in junior college, now again at Washington State. And Aesop Winston Jr. knows the ball's coming to the back shoulder on the fade. He slows down his feet, throttles down, catches the ball. It's a great play with two players that know each other really well, Anthony Gordon and receiver Aesop Winston Jr.
Great rhythm between those two. Trips to the far side, but once again, Travell Harris motion to the near side. 1:58 to go with the snap. Here's the pass. Tame Martin out of his hands. Incomplete. Second down coming up.
And there's the key, right? If you're physical like they just were, the Washington State's receiver, you hit Tame Martin as he catches the ball or hit his hands away or jostle him just a little bit, he can't hang on to the ball. We've seen that as a problem all year with Washington State receivers, and we saw it again there. I mean, there's a reason Desmond Patton's not in the game. He's been struggling with that tremendously this year.
Trips to the far side. Aesop alone on the near side. Borgie in the backfield. Second down and 10. Here's the snap. Fake handoff. Tunnel screen to Harris, who's chased down by a defensive lineman. Tackle made, and an incredible play by Paul Tevis, outside linebacker.
Now a good play by Cal, a positive gain by Washington State. I think it's a win-win for both sides. A positive play for a couple yards by Wazoo, and a good tackle right there by defensive lineman for Cal.
Third down and 7 from the 28-yard line of Cal. Cougs on the far hash mark.
Now, is that a D lineman or an outside linebacker?
Outside linebacker.
Yeah.
Trips to the near side. Anthony Gordon in the backfield with Max Borgie. Third down and 8 inside 1:30. Here's the snap. Gordon stepping up, throws. He's got his man, Aesop Winston Jr. on the crosser, and he gets down inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line. He'll move the chains and get the Cougars a much-needed first down.
And he does a great job getting the first down and getting down, avoiding contact, preserving his body. The guy rarely gets hit because he's so smart at avoiding contact after getting a big gain.
Clock stopped at 1:10 to reset. Now running as we near a minute to play in the first half. Gordon with 2x2 receivers. Borgie in the backfield on the far hash. Cal showing a heavy front with linebackers.
You have a backup corner covering Aesop Winston Jr. 101 on the right.
Pressure comes. Gordon steps up, delivers, and now route. Anthony Gordon makes the touchdown pass to Brandon Arconato.
Who else?
He scores, and the Cougars are a 2-point conversion away from tying the ball game.
Saying it all game. Feed the beast, man. And Brandon Arconato's having a great game when they do target him.
Cougs will go for 2 to tie the ball game. 13-11 with 45 seconds to play in the first half as the wind really starts to blow here in Cal.
So a lot of times you see, and Gordon's really fired up. I love that, yelling at his offensive lineman, positively encouraging guys. That's awesome.
Showing a lot more passion than he did in Utah.
Yeah, oh yeah. So normally you don't like chasing points in the first half, but here it's a 2-point game. Get 2 points, tie the game before halftime. If you were down 2 touchdowns, it wouldn't make sense to chase points, but
no.
I like it here.
Gordon, 2x2 set. Tame Martin on the far side. He enters the game. Borgie in the backfield. Pressure showing by Cal. They'll bring pressure. Here's the throw. Tame Martin's got it.
Oof.
Did he get in? They say no. Washington State might want him to look at that one.
Yeah, I wonder if we get a review here. Tame Martin caught a slant on like the 6-inch yard line. I don't know that the ball broke the plane. It's a great tackle by Cal, great defensive play, but they'll probably review it.
It looked to me like he had a chance. I couldn't see when that knee went down, but it looks like as he was going down, he extended. It'll be close.
It's close. I think my guess is that's a stop by Cal and a great defensive play. I don't think they're even going to look at it.
I think they will. Hold on.
Well, I think let's see.
Or it looks like they weren't. They had someone was saying.
Yeah, I think they review everything, right, from that situation.
You're right. It's a scoring play, or a potential scoring play.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But hey, that's credit to Cal. That's a great, fantastic play by their corners, tackling him on the 6-inch yard line. And stop him from getting 2 points. The call is either confirmed or was not reviewed. Either way. Washington Must have been
State,
obvious. We're far away.
Yeah, it's hard for us to tell. Cal will get the ball back with 45 seconds to go in the half and 2 timeouts.
Needs pants. I need to get long. Again, I'm wearing pants. I'm wearing shorts.
Start the hashtag, guys.
I need
hashtag
the
Zach
longer pants because I'm cold up here in the booth.
And
it's windy.
And And it does appear that we will have a review.
Oh.
It came very late.
Interesting.
So,
Was that a timeout by Washington State? Is that why they did that? Or
they
did
probably
just
called a
say-
timeout to review. Unless
Yeah.
they're calling a timeout, maybe
Might be
do-
immediate timeout. I can't tell. But yeah, it looks like they're reviewing it, which I don't blame them. It looked close to me enough to review.
Yeah, we will see if they review or if this is just a regular timeout. And they are not reviewing as the
Okay.
referee back in the end
Some
zone.
funky business. What are they saying down there?
Your fans, man. They're great.
They only have 5 points. No, they have 11 now.
Another weird score that never
Yeah.
happens. Now we're playing basketball.
13-11 in the first quarter of this NBA game.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Old school NBA game.
Ross has good pants. I know. Oh, that's my girlfriend. Yeah, I love Ross. I have like 11 pairs of pants back at home.
Yeah, when we were leaving, you're like, man, I should throw an extra pair of shorts in my bag. Because
No.
it's gonna be warm in California.
Bad
You
idea.
didn't need them.
No, not at all. I have like 5 pairs of shorts and 1 pair of pants.
Jack Crane runs up to kick this ball away. Heading towards the Cal end zone. It'll be fielded to the 2-yard line. Good return to the right side, cuts up the middle, and gang tackled by the Washington State Special Teams unit. That'll kill about 5 seconds off the clock. 40 seconds to go in this first half, and the Cal Golden Bears out the ball at the 22-yard line.
We'll probably see him just run up the clock here.
I would expect a knee at this point as well.
Yeah, Washington State has 2 timeouts. They can't stop him.
You never know, though. Cal
Yeah.
could do something frisky here. You never know.
Maybe.
It would not be smart in my book.
If they do anything, I do a double move. I do run play action, run a double move, and
see if there's something there.
yeah, see if you can get, because you've had guys open now twice, and he's missed it. Devin Modster's missed guys vertically. We'll see what happens. Probably just going to run it, though.
In the shotgun. Here's the snap to
No.
Monster. Monster steps back to throw. He's got his tight end on the right side. Legs taken out at the 30-yard line. And the clock
Here's
running.
what happened there that I love. Devin Modster works from the left side of the field all the way across to the right side of the field. That was his 3rd read in that progression. That's the first time we've seen him throw to not his first read all game. I love, love, love that.
Monster asking for the ball. Under 20 seconds. He's got it. Looking. He's got his man tipped. Oh, that's a dangerous pass off the hands of Marcel Dancy.
Off the hands of the running back, tipped up in the air.
Oh,
Almost
man.
could have been intercepted. That would have been a horrible tragedy for Cal.
You take a knee here now, right? After
No,
that,
that does not
after
appear
that
what they're going to be
situation?
doing. It shows they have confidence in Devin Modster, though, which is really, really cool.
It is good for them. Very interesting to me.
But a 3rd and 1, I think you run it, though, for sure.
Monster's played very well in this game, but I don't know if I trust him in this situation. With
Give
the
it up
lead.
the left flat.
Then they will run the ball. A handoff is to Dauncey, who dances forward just past the first down marker. Stop the clock at 8 seconds. We'll see if Cal runs another play or if they're content to go to halftime.
8 seconds left. What do you do here if you're Cal?
And a timeout by Cal
I
with
think-
4 seconds on the clock. Are they going to run some sort of Hail Mary?
I don't think he can throw it in the end zone from here. I'd be shocked.
If he
if
could.
Devin Modster, they're on, the 33-yard line? Can he throw from the his own 33-yard line into the end zone? I doubt that. So I don't know what they're going to do. They have 4 seconds left here. I guess you just throw a Hail Mary anyways, because why not?
Throw a Hail Mary, do some sort
Now,
of
Devin
hook and ladder or
Modster
something.
has a strong arm.
He does.
Can he throw it 7 yards into the end zone? I don't know.
Not a lot of guys can.
No.
Well, like Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes. That might be
Yeah.
it. That might be the list.
Jacob Eason, to his
Yeah,
credit.
probably.
Jacob Eason,
Yeah.
the Washington quarterback, could do that.
Whether he could
They're
get
just
it down
gonna
there
take a knee,
accurately,
yeah.
and they will just take a knee. Modster, under center, takes the snap, takes the knee, and that is the end of the first half. Cal leads 13-11 in a bit of a defensive slugfest. A strange game here in Berkeley.
We were talking all game how this might be a bloodbath. Washington State might dominate this game. And the key to the game so far to me is, one, Cal, like always, like the last couple of years they've done against Washington State under Justin Wilcox, they're playing great defense, they're executing, they're sound, they're physical. And Devin Modster, the backup quarterback for Cal, is stepping up. And I just love watching him. He's playing fantastic. He's got a touchdown, playing very efficiently. What are his stat sheets?
Devin Modster playing very well. 8 of 13, 123 yards and a touchdown. That's how you want to play in this game if you were the quarterback for Cal.
And no game-breaking mistakes. He's had mistakes in the past against Oregon and against Oregon State where you go like, come on, what are you doing? I think he had a pick against Arizona State, I believe, earlier this year.
Yep.
And he had two against Oregon. He played okay against Oregon State. He's really looked good tonight. They've got a great game plan, getting him the ball, having him throw to his first read. And Devin Modster's a story on offense for Cal. I love their running back, Christopher Brown Jr. And Anthony Gordon is he's done okay, but he's really struggling with pressure in his face. And I think the most success they've had is number 19, Brandon Arconado.
Thank you.
He's
Yes.
finding windows and zones. I don't know. It's been a fun game so far, but that's why Cal's leading. Is their quarterback stepped up and their defense is playing phenomenal. Other than zone coverage against Brandon Arconado.
Great game so far by Cal. Washington State's going to need to step up if they want to get a victory. We're going to take a quick break. We'll do some halftime.
I'm going to go
talk
put on
about
longer
games.
pants, please.
Zach needs
I'm
some
cold,
longer pants so that he
freezing
doesn't
up here.
freeze to death up here in the photo deck. We'll be back.
I want to say USC beat Arizona State today. I believe 31-26. I saw that flash on the board. I could have the score wrong, but the USC won. I want to look into that, see what happened. I'm really curious about that game. Happy for USC. I love their quarterback, Keaton Slovis, a true freshman who's got some NFL potential. He's had mistakes this year, but he's 18. He's young. But that's a big win by USC tonight, beating Arizona State. That's awesome. I want to look into that, talk about that on Monday.
It is indeed wild down there in the Pac-12 South. We will be right back for some halftime coverage. Stay with us as Zach goes and puts on some more close. This is Strong Opinion Sports presentation of Washington State football down in Cal. Welcome back to Berkeley. Sean O'Connor alongside, I almost said Avery Cooper, who's my normal co-host. This is Zach Schomler.
Wearing pants.
Sports.
I'm
he
back.
is officially wearing pants.
Now, again, to be very, 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 very clear, I've always been wearing pants. They were shorts, though. I had something below. I'm not going to go any farther. But now I'm wearing long pants. It's very warm. Ironically, I'm wearing Cal colors, blue on top and gold on the bottom. They're like tan pants, but yeah, they're Cal colors.
Ironically cold in California.
Now it's the Bay Area.
It is.
It's understandable.
It is. But man, I'm like, man, I don't even. It's like I almost didn't wear a suit jacket today. I almost went dress shirt and slacks.
I got a little bold and didn't bring a jacket to California. Stupid Zach.
Bold move. As my uncle has officially joined us up on the photo
like
deck.
he's preparing for snow.
Yeah, he's got a coat on, beanie over the ears. It's you gotta love it.
Oh, the one, man! I'm still telling you, I'm in love with the Bay Area. It's phenomenal. It's really a very relaxed vibe here. Everyone feels like I don't know. It feels like a beach vibe.
It does, yeah. It's a nice place. And cute little neighborhoods all over the place.
Incredible place to go to college. I just can't imagine why. I'm so glad I didn't visit, Cal when I was a sophomore in high school. I would have hunkered down, had great grades. I'd be here as a student.
You might be playing the game. You might be the quarterback for the team tonight.
Don't be unrealistic.
I mean, with the injuries they've had, you might have gotten a shot.
Oh man.
So let's take a look at this as we near 2 minutes to go before the second half begins. 13-11 your score. Cal over Washington State. Very low scoring game and low production on both sides. 205 scrimmage yards for the Golden Bears, 172 for Washington State. 0 rushing yards for the Cougars in that first half. Anthony Gordon, 2 sacks for negative 18 yards, negated Borghi's 18 rushing yards on the ground. What are your general takeaways from that first half?
First of all, I'm so impressed with Cal's defense. The way they're playing physical at the line with the receivers. They're playing great up front, stopping the run, which is what you do against Washington State. I know they throw the ball all the time. The one thing that stands out to me that we saw a couple times where Anthony Gordon is encouraging the people around him. He's been very positive, which is unexpected for me. We haven't seen a lot of moments in the past where he's been encouraging and firing guys up. He's rallying his guys, which we've never seen all year. He's high-fiving linemen. He's yelling at guys, getting on them, holding them accountable. The passion and energy we're seeing from Anthony Gordon, it's the first time I've seen it all year, is electric and exciting for me. He's had a mistake. There was a route early in the game where it looked like a wrong route by Brandon Arconato. The ball was intercepted, but Brandon Arconato has stepped up phenomenally in this game against zone coverage, finding windows, finding space against zone coverage. I love it, and I want to see what kind of adjustment Cal's defense makes against a #1 passer in the nation and Brandon Arconato, the receiver for Washington State.
Arconato having an incredible night, 7 receptions for 68 yards and a score in that first half alone, and had a ball off his hands and ran a bad route, or he could be over the century mark already in this contest.
And then let's talk about the reason why Cal's winning in this game. Their defense playing great, but Devin Modster, the backup quarterback, oh my gosh, he stepped up.
Balling out.
He's playing efficient football, and a great game plan by Bo Baldwin. I talked earlier, the game plan by Bo Baldwin, the offensive coordinator for Cal, he's a former head coach for Eastern Washington University. They won a national championship with Bo Baldwin at the school there. Bo Baldwin's really made a really simple game plan where regularly Devin Modster, the backup quarterback for Cal, is throwing to his first read, very similar to what Brandon Allen did a couple weeks ago for the Denver Broncos against the Cleveland Browns. I guess that was last week. But I'm really impressed with what's going on with Cal's offense.
So we get ready to get this second half underway. Jack Crane stepping back. He'll be kicking from right to left as Cal gets ready to start this second half with the football.
Justin Gorge asks, is he allowed to stream it like this? Yes, I am.
We are. We are
Audio
indeed.
only.
We are fully. This is fully legal as the ball goes through the back of the end zone.
In fact, Cal has been helping us all day.
They have been
love us. They're
incredibly helpful in this game. And as Cal's offense comes out on the field, I do want to.
I'll tell you what, we wouldn't come to California and live stream a game if we didn't have permission.
No, we would do it from your bedroom, you know?
I don't think we would do it, period.
Yeah, exactly. But if we were going to do it illegally, you wouldn't drive all the way down here.
No.
Billy Goodrich brings up a good point about Anthony Gordon before we get started. Anthony Gordon rallied his team against Oregon. He got so hyped he actually threw up on the sideline before leading that comeback drive, which a lot of people thought was the winning drive. Ended up not being the case. Cal offense underway. Shotgun, trips to the right. They'll fake the handoff. Tunnel screen on the right side. Tackle made by the middle linebacker for Washington State. That is Rogers.
It's a great play by Cal, getting positive yards, 6 yards on first down, and they did it without running the football. That's phenomenal. Good for them.
13-11 as we get underway here in the second half, rather. 2nd down and 3.
This is windy.
On the 32-yard line.
It's cold.
It is. A bit chilly here. Nothing Washington State isn't used to, though. Pullman's been cold like this for a month or so now. Trips on the near side, single receiver to the far side. Monster in the shotgun. Asks for the football. Here's the snap. He'll fake the handoff. Throw to the right side. Catch is made. That's a 1st down. Justice Rogers, first one there to make the tackle. Kakoa Crawford picks up the 1st down for the Golden Bears. They move the chains.
So this must have been something that Cal saw at halftime, that saw in the first half that they liked. They've implemented in the second half. They're throwing a bunch of quick screens to their receivers. That's 2 plays in a row, and big gains for Cal, stealing yards with quick screens to their receivers.
Monster in the shotgun. Cal starting to move the ball with some speed in this second half. Ball on the 40-yard line near hash. 2 receivers to the far side. Golden Bears looking to extend their advantage. They're up 2, 13-11. Monster calls for the ball. He'll take it. Fakes the handoff. Throws off the hands of his man. Incomplete. Jordan Duncan couldn't hold on. 2nd and 10 coming up.
So it's called an RPO, a run pass option, where he gets a mesh, which means he looks like he's going to hand the ball off to the running back. If he likes what he sees from the defense, he pulls the ball from the running back, throws the ball downfield. There was slant right there, just out of reach out of his receiver's hands. It's actually a great read, and poor execution by Cal's offense to not complete that pass.
Wholesale changes on the defensive line for the Washington State Cougars, bringing their pass rushers out. Under center is Devin Monster. Man in motion is the tight end, Reinwald. Reinwald will run to the left side. Tackled in the backfield, Christopher Brown Jr. He may have gotten a single yard. 3rd down and 9 coming up. Tight end pulling on that play, couldn't get a hole for his running back.
It's drive killing. Now they're 3rd and 9. Now we've seen him convert on a long 3rd down with Devin Monster's arm, but an unfortunate, basically no gain on 2nd down, and now it's 3rd and long for Cal's offense.
Cal was 3 of 6 on 3rd down attempts in the first half. Not
bad.
bad.
That's Devin Monster doing a great job.
Monster's been incredible, keeping up in the air with Anthony Gordon, the nation's leading passers.
Compared to what we expected.
Yes, of course. Yes. 2-by-1 set. Monster takes the snap. Heavy pressure, and he's going to go down. Justice Rogers, first one there. Jahad Woods follows it up. And a sack for Washington State's defense. A great way to start the second half.
That's a win by the Washington State defense. They ran a delayed blitz, which they bring guys. Every offensive lineman gets engaged and matched up with somebody, and then a delayed blitzer comes later in the play. And surprised Cal got a sack that time. Great call by Washington State on 3rd and 9.
Stephen Coots in to punch this ball away.
So what a delayed blitz means is a guy backs off into coverage, then comes after the quarterback. And so it throws the offensive line for a loop.
Here's the punch from Coots. Bit of a wobbler. Fair caught by Travell Harris at the 31-yard line as that one was drifting towards the near sideline. That's where the Cougs will start, at the 31-yard line of Washington State's near hash mark. Moving to the left is a great stand by the Washington State defense to get things underway just 3 minutes into the second half.
Now the man to pay attention to here is Brandon Arconato, the receiver for Washington State. Having a great game so far. Cal has no answer to him so far in this game, and I expect to see more production from him now.
Yeah, Brandon Arconato, as you mentioned in the halftime show, a bit of a second half preview. Brandon Arconato, 7 receptions, 68 yards and a touchdown, leads everyone in the game in all 3 categories.
And I don't mean to repeat the same thing. I keep on beating people over the head with Brandon Arconato, Brandon Arconato, Brandon Arconato, but Cal has no answer for him. He's been phenomenal. And now my hope is Justin Wilcox, a great head coach by Cal. I love his game plan. I love what he does regularly, has a great game plan in the game. What kind of adjustment does he make at halftime to slow down Brandon Arconato? I have no idea what he could do. I don't think they have a man who can match up man-to-man with him. But whatever they do, they have to make some kind of change because what they're doing so far isn't working.
I'm with you 100%. We have a
now,
question.
I know that Washington State's only scored 11 points, but the success with Brandon Arconato is going to continue unless they change something.
There have been other things that have killed drives for the Cougars. It has not been the Cal defense stopping Brandon Arconato. We have a question from Agula TX_. Sorry if I butchered that. What kind of screen is a tunnel screen? But basically, the way I've always understood this, and correct me if I'm wrong, is it's an inside it's a wide receiver screen to the inside of the field.
Yeah. So a tunnel screen means the outside wide receiver, it could be a slot, I guess technically, comes underneath. Offensive lineman come above him. He comes underneath the block of the offensive lineman. Comes inside in the middle. Tunnel screen is usually a middle screen up the middle of the field with a wide receiver.
And Washington State offense that's one of the building blocks of this Washington State offense. They run that play a lot. and they've had success with it this season.
So a tunnel screen usually involves offensive linemen getting out, blocking corners, blocking safeties, and outside linebackers. A quick screen does not. A quick screen is just the wide receivers blocking defensive backs, and the receiver getting what he can in a one-on-one matchup with a safety or a corner. And that's what we saw. Cal running quick screens. We've seen Washington State run a lot of tunnel screens tonight.
2-by-1 set with 2 running backs in the backfield for Anthony Gordon. His first action of the second half. He looks to get his team the lead for the first time tonight. Ryder, a 1-play touchdown drive started the game for the Cal Bears, but a blocked extra point was returned for 2. That's why we have such a strange score at 13-11. Gordon takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Borghi. Here's one of those famous tunnel screens, and Racy loses the football. That's Cal ball unless something changes.
Wow.
And it is indeed Cal football. 38-yard line of Washington State. Big break for the Cal defense. Washington State looks like they had a chance to move the football.
And the momentum shifts towards Cal. You know what I like though is Washington State's hustling off the field. They're fired up. They're ready to go. They're not hanging their heads after a penalty, after a big mistake there. Cal ball, but Washington State looks ready to respond.
Massive turnover. We'll see if this defense can get a stop.
It's windy, man. I can't get over it.
It is windy.
Cold. It's windy. Windy, not Wendy. Wendy's a human name.
Yes.
To give the people.
That is a fact.
I mean, it's good if you're a cat, I guess, but I've heard of a cat named Wendy.
Cougar defense needs to step up here and get a stop as Cal already in a scoring opportunity inside the 40. We'll see if Washington State can get off the field once again. They've been successful on the defensive side in this game.
Will Cal throw the ball on first down? Maybe use play action. We'll find out.
Monster with 2 receivers to the near side. He'll fake the handoff, and it's a quarterback draw, and he's decked as soon as he crosses the line.
He just panicked, right? There was a running lane that was open very briefly, but not very long, and he panicked with pressure and took off instead of staying in the pocket and maybe stepping up in the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield. He missed the receiver open down the left hash.
Nnamdi Aguayo, first man there.
If he just kept his eyes up and stepped up instead of getting into a running stance, you might have had a receiver down the left hash.
Heavy set for the Cal Golden Bears. Monster under center with a single back. Here's the play action. They're going to run a wide receiver reverse, and they've got lots of room up the right side, down to the 15-yard line. Shrubin Clark on an excellent play design. That's a lot of running room for the wide receiver, and it's down inside the 15.
That's a great play call by Bo Baldwin, the offensive coordinator at Cal. Just a right place, right time, caught Washington State in a bad spot, not playing honest to their side, and a great play by Cal.
Down to the 15-yard line is California.
So you're supposed to do something called stay home there, stay on your side, don't get baited by action to the far side of the field. Washington State baited on the action and got caught out of position.
Monster takes the snap, hands it off to Brown. Brown decked immediately. Jahad Woods there wraps him up, a gain of about 2. Second and 8 coming up.
Falls forward every single time. He's not doesn't get big gains regularly, but he falls forward, runs over people. I love the way he runs, man. Such great effort. A bruising running back. I'm really impressed with him.
As you mentioned, always falling forward. He was hit almost immediately there, but still able to get a couple yards.
His physicality is so impressive.
A couple new guys coming into the defensive line for Washington State. Among them, Lamont McDougal playing nose guard on this snap. Trips to the right side in a shotgun formation is Monster. A couple men in motion for the Cal Golden Bears. Here's the snap. Monster throws to his running back, Brown on the right side, makes the man miss. Jahad Woods can't make the tackle, it's a touchdown.
Oh, man.
Christopher Brown Jr. in for the Golden Bears.
Happy for that guy, man. That's a great play by him, making a man miss, getting into the end zone. Christopher Brown Jr., man, I'm telling you, I'm so impressed with him. I've been saying his name all night, and there's a reason for that. He's playing phenomenal tonight.
19-11, Cal leads the Washington State Cougars. And
we were talking before the game.
My goodness.
Not expecting this to happen at all.
No. As this is a unexpected result so far, but the Cougars can turn it on.
Cal does a great job against Wazoo, man.
They do.
Are phenomenal on defense, and tonight they've been effective on offense with their quarterback, Devin Monster.
Right at the number that Washington State averages against
11 points.
Against
the last
these Cal
3
Golden
years.
Bears the last few years.
Wazoo's averaged 11 points in the last two seasons against Cal, against Justin Wilcox's new head coach of Cal.
And I'm going to take a look at this play.
It looks like a touchdown to me. I don't know what they could possibly review.
Yeah, it looks like a touchdown to me as well. We'll see And did he step out at the 7 is what they're looking at.
You know what I like about Justin Wilcox is he believes in Cal. He doesn't think of Cal as a stepping stone. Cal is a destination for him, and he believes, whether other people do or not, people might think he's crazy, but Justin Wilcox believes he can build a great program here at Cal. And it's really sad that Chase Garber's their quarterback got hurt, because they were on the way to doing that this year. They've had 4 weeks of bad quarterback play in a row now without their starting quarterback, Chase Garber's. But I do think that despite the 4-4 record this year, despite some struggles so far, Justin Wilcox is building something here at Cal, and I really love the program he's produced and turned this into.
I'm with you 100%. As the call on the field stands, it is a touchdown. It looks for a moment that he may have stepped out, but able to keep a couple blades of grass in between his foot and the sideline.
Not a bad crowd here at Cal. It's about 3/4 full now, and I'm glad it filled in a little more.
Yeah.
I don't blame some people for staying home. It's a 500 teams, both 4-4, but it turned out to be a great game. I'm really enjoying it, and a great matchup.
Greg Thomas in for the extra point. His last one was blocked. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and it is good. And the Cal Golden Bears take a 2-score lead, 20-11.
I love it. All you can ask for when you watch a football game is to not be sure who's going to win and want an interesting, exciting game. That's what we've been blessed with tonight, and I'm just enjoying it, man. It's just awesome.
We have as good as we've entered another media timeout.
What are people saying in the comments? Anything interesting?
No.
It's a cool tool we have with that. I love it.
It is. We actually had we have a couple spam people that have entered the comment section, which you've got to love. Please do not do that. Why? There's no need for any of that. But they appear to have stopped, which is good. Bit of a huge day in college football, as we mentioned. LSU, Alabama, one of them. Minnesota,
LSU pulling out that victory.
Good
a lot
for
of
LSU.
Dude, great games all around today. TCU almost beat Baylor in triple overtime. USC beat Arizona State 31-26. You had LSU beating Alabama, obviously. I loved that Penn State Minnesota game. I watched it all the way through. Just Sky U Ma is the thing they say then they say roll the boat in Minnesota. I love Minnesota's new head coach, PJ Fleck. He's doing phenomenal. And all around, it's just a really enjoyable a day of college football. And they put out a great product today. And did you see Ohio State score?
Yes. Final score, 73-14.
Oh, my
gosh. And an absolute shelling.
Against Maryland,
of
right?
Maryland. Yeah. Poor Maryland.
They lost, how good is Ohio State? They lost Chase Young, the best player in all of college football. He's suspended probably for 4 games. It might be 2 if they appeal it, whatever. But they don't have their best player. And they still destroy and dismantle Maryland 73-14.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible results. And another upset, Texas knocking off Kansas State, 16th ranked Kansas State falling to Texas. Some people say that's an upset, some people wouldn't.
Yeah, Texas fans certainly wouldn't. But Texas is unranked, while K-State was. They were 21 in the country, something like that.
16 in the country.
Yeah.
Wow,
okay, that's better than I thought. I think those are 2 evenly matched teams. As we saw, it was a 4-point game.
It was a 3-point game.
3-point game. Yep.
And SMU pulling out a big result, 59-51 win over East Carolina to stay ranked.
Good for them.
At
well,
25.
Maybe they'll stay ranked.
I think
East Carolina is not really an impressive win.
True, but I think it's hard pressed. I think SMU has some sentimental value. I don't think you're going to drop
people
them
love that story, and yeah, you're right. There's sentimental value there for sure.
For those of you who don't know, SMU issued the death penalty about 40 years ago.
And what does that mean, Sean?
The NCAA revoked their football program.
They said
for a
no
full
more
season.
football. You're canceled for this year.
Yeah.
It was 2 years actually because the football program themselves, SMU, took another year off.
They did indeed. So 2 years with no football, and they finally make it back into the top 25.
They were dominating when they were. It was like in the 80s, I think.
They were. They were competing for national championships.
Might have been 70s. I have no idea the timeline there, but I know it might have been 60s. I really don't know. I'm sorry. I apologize for not knowing that. But for years, SMU was nothing.
Cal kicks it away. Harris fields the ball at the 5-yard line. He's got some room on the right side. Makes a man miss, but another flag down. Harris down at the 50, his second big return. But it's coming back with a penalty marker down on the field. His second big return of the night, negated by penalties. This does, however, show how scary Terrell Harris is and why this Mike Leach coaching staff likes him so much.
His top speed, his top gear running is incredible, man. He's so fast.
And we will...
I could never dream of moving that quickly with my feet.
Oh, no. Are you kidding?
On my legs? No way. It's incredible.
We'll get the call from the official.
Personal foul. Receiving team number 15. Illegal hands to the face. Half the distance to the goal. First down, Cal.
First of all, he means first down Washington State. But the difference between the return and where we will start on the play, he moved so Washington State will start with the ball on the 8-yard line instead of the 50 where they should have been.
We got a great comment from my guy Caleb Sherry. He's a huge supporter of the show. He's a Patreon supporter. He says the 30 for 30 documentary Pony Express explains the SMU situation perfectly. Caleb, hello. I love you. Thanks for supporting the show and thanks for supporting me. You're awesome.
And that's a great 30 for 30, by the way.
Pony
An
Express.
incredible one. 3-by-1. Gordon takes the snap, looking to the right side, back to the right, Borgie gets it upended after about a 3-yard pickup on that catch and run. Big time hit by the Cal defender.
Now, one of the keys we talked about earlier in this game is that throwing checkdowns to Max Borgie is going to be incredibly effective. We've seen now Cal made a great adjustment. They tackled Borgie, didn't allow him to get any yards after the catch, and were there to meet him when he ran a check down. That's an adjustment by Cal that I really like. Max Borgie's not in open space now when he's checking down the ball on the flat.
Inside of 10 minutes to play in the third quarter, Cal leads 20-11.
And if you don't know, the flat is short to the outside on either side of the ball, either side of the field. That's a flat.
Gordon takes the snap, looking over the middle. He'll throw. He's got his man, Arcanado, down to the 25-yard line. Who else could make the plays but Brandon Arcanado against the soft zone?
Look, Cal's winning the game, right? But that has worked so successfully over and over and over again. I wonder at this point if Cal is intentionally allowing that underneath and saying, we'd rather you make that play than something else happen.
It's awful strange to do that with almost a full half of football to go, though.
Yeah, he's wide open underneath every single
15 yards
time.
every play,
yeah.
you know?
They're just giving up big chunks with zone defense against Brandon Arcanado.
2-by-2 set for Gordon with McIntosh in the backfield. Borgie taking the snap off after getting drilled on the short pass play. Gordon quickly. This is to McIntosh up the right sideline. He's got a little running room. About 6 yards on the catch and run. 2nd and 4 coming up from the far hash.
Great play design by Mike Leach. He's not afraid to take what the defense gives him. And Gordon's doing a great job executing that offense.
Cougs on the 31-yard line on the far hash.
In comes Borgie at running back.
Borgie is back. Trips to the near side. Lone receiver on the far side. 2nd down and 4 coming up with 8:40 to go. Quick pass to Borgie on the left flat, and he trips down, falls just short of the first down. 3rd and 1, he had it all the way if he could keep his feet.
It's interesting, they double covered Aesop Winston Jr. there on the right that time. They had help. They had a linebacker helping Elijah Hicks covering Aesop Winston Jr. with double coverage. They're clearly aware how good Aesop Winston Jr. is and trying to remove him from successfully doing a good job in this Washington State offense.
Trips away. Tay Martin on the near side. 3rd down and 1. Borgie in the backfield. Blitz shown. They'll pull back. Throw is caught by Brandon Arcanado over the middle.
Every time. How many catches? Like 11?
That is his 9th reception, if I believe, if I'm correct. Yes, that will be his 9th reception once the stats update.
Oh, man.
Incredible night.
It's the same thing every time. He's got a touchdown, obviously. He had that great corner route. But he's just, finding space underneath and doing such a good job of it.
Trips far side as Gordon takes the snap. Steps up. Anthony Gordon right to Brandon Arcanado over the middle. He's out to the 45-yard line.
I don't
Reception
understand.
number 10.
I don't understand what Cal is doing. I don't get it.
Washington
They have
State
no answer.
keeps the chains moving. That's reception number 10, and it puts him over the century mark on the game.
Double cover him, maybe bracket him, have 2 guys play zone coverage where their sole focus is him. Make some kind of adjustment. What you're doing, Cal's doing, is not working.
Or play the press that Washington State was so afraid of. Trips right side. Gordon takes the snap, throws it to Borgie. Borgie makes, looks like he made a man miss. He'll be thrown out of bounds late. Washington State wants a penalty. They're not going to get it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Great job by Cal's defense. Their corner stayed home in the flat. I guess it's outside linebacker. But a great job by Cameron Good. Cameron Good or Goad. I don't know how to say his name. But that's a great tackle by him in open space against Max Borgie. We saw in the Utah game, actually, Max Borgie made a man miss. Actually got tackled again on the 2-yard line against Utah.
On a pivotal play.
And
Cougars had a chance to.
It's rare. You rarely see a tackle of Max Borgie in open space. Good job by Cal there.
2 backs in the backfield. Single receiver on the near side is Tay Martin. Gordon steps up, throws to Borgie. Borgie taken out. 3rd down and long coming up. He got maybe a yard. 3rd down and 9. And a little bit of press coverage that time by the cornerbacks of Cal.
And you notice they check down to, we talked about all game, right? Cal can play great coverage downfield, but the key is, can they tackle Max Borgie in open space when they check down to Max Borgie? That's 2 plays in a row they've thrown to the running back Borgie, and they've been able to tackle him in open space. That's great fundamental football by Cal.
Cougs likely in 4 down territory right now. Gordon takes the snap. He steps back, looking, plenty of time. Rainbow down the right side. He's got his man. Tay Martin inside the 20-yard line. And a great reception to move the chains for Washington State.
That's really a poor pass rush by Cal. There's no pressure on Anthony Gordon. He's got nothing but time. And if you do that to Anthony Gordon, you don't make him uncomfortable in the pocket, he's going to do just that. That was a long developing play that was able to happen because Cal had no pressure on the quarterback.
Harris checks in for Max Borghi. Will get a breather after the play. Trips on the far side. Cal defense looking for a stop here. They lead 20-11 with 5:45 to play in the game. Gordon takes the snap, pumps, looks over the middle, looks to the right side. Penalty marker down to the backfield. It's an offensive penalty, and Gordon will throw it away out of bounds. It'll be most
Probably
likely a holding.
Yeah. Let's hear what the ref has to say.
We wait for the call. Here it is.
Holding. Offense number 63. 10-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Rough penalty on that left side of the play, and if I heard that number right, it was 63, which is our friend Liam Ryan.
Yeah.
And an unfortunate break.
Great guy. I love Liam Ryan, man. He's got a great attitude. I follow him on Instagram. We're friends.
He's a good guy.
I really like him. And it's disappointing to watch him struggle this year with penalties. And you know another thing there is Anthony Gordon extending plays brings trouble regularly, like it did there, a penalty.
It does indeed. Trips near side, first down and 20 from the 27-yard line of Cal. Cougars knocking on the door, looking for a score to get a little closer. Gordon throws to McIntosh. Legs taken out from underneath him. It's a loss of 3 on the play. Second down and 23 coming up for the Cougars.
So in my notes, Cal has a good defense regularly. I love Justin Wilcox, their head coach, and I had to answer why is Cal have a good defense. It's not necessarily talent. It's not. It's not like they get 5-star recruits. The reason why Cal's good at defense is they're extremely coachable. They're in the right spot. They play great fundamental football, and they tackle incredibly well. We've seen that tonight, and we saw that again on that first down play.
Trips to the right side for Washington State. Tay Martin alone on the near side. Borghi in the backfield.
Looks like they're coming after the quarterback here on 2nd and long.
Second down and a mile. They'll bring 3. They back out of it. Gordon with time. Lots of time. Running back to his left. Great protection. He's going to hold on to it. Nearly threw on the run, but instead he'll be decked out of bounds. And that one maybe should have been a flag.
I can't believe that's not a penalty.
He'll pick up 3 yards.
So Anthony Gordon's out of bounds, and they hit him to the ground, and he's looking around like, what's going on? I'm not a homer. I went to Wazoo briefly. I don't understand why that's not a penalty. That's a very inconsistent call. It looked like a late hit out of bounds on Anthony Gordon. I don't understand why that's not a penalty.
3rd down and 21. Cougars need points. They're in field goal range. Blake Mazza having an incredible year. But they would like a lot more.
I think they got to get 5 yards here to have a comfortable field goal attempt by Blake Mazza. He can hit it from here.
He certainly can. A career long at 51. Trips to the far side. Gordon takes the snap. Looking to Tay all the way. Will come back to the right side. Find his man. He's got it just shy of the original line of scrimmage. Well shy of the first down. Aesop Winston Jr. hauls it in at the 18.
Good catch, man, by Aesop Winston Jr. He's such a technically sound receiver. He's not the most physical. He's not the biggest. He's not the fastest. He does little things like that right. I call him the Hoover vacuum. Catches everything in his area, and that's what he did that time. Diving catch, love it.
I'll send it in Blake Mazza.
And now we're in great field. Washington State's in a great field goal range. Great opportunity for them on the 18-yard line.
35-yard field goal attempt from the far hash mark. Mazza readies the kick. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. And it is through, and the Cougars trail by 6 points, 20-14. That's the hardest way to get to 14 points ever, I think. Defensive 2-point conversion, touchdown without an extra point, a field goal, and then 2 field goals.
Yeah. So they've had,
one field goal. One field goal.
It's 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 6.
2 field goals, a touchdown without an extra point, and a defensive 2-point conversion.
Yeah, that's wild.
Insane.
All right, then. That's how we got to 14. But, hey, look, now it's normal.
You got to 14
back to normal.
Now we're back to normal scores.
Games, and Vegas is not as confused when they look at the final score. It was like 6-5 earlier.
You have a shot to your predictions can now be right again. We're back to regular scoring.
Not my predictions, but people out there that bet and gamble. I'm not one of those guys.
No, of course not.
I don't have the money to gamble, and even if I did, I just not my thing. I don't, happy for people that enjoy it.
Fair enough.
Not what I enjoy doing. I'd rather just make videos about my predictions.
Yeah. I worry I would be just good enough at sports betting to lose a lot of money.
Me?
You know?
Yeah.
No, I'm worried I would be. You know, if I was like, man, I feel like I'd win like my first 1 or 2, and then I would lose.
Then
and I would
bet the
just
house
lose
and lose
way
house.
too much money. It's like not worth it. You know?
Yeah, I'm a weird guy. I don't drink that much. My dad makes fun of me for it. My girlfriend makes fun of me for it. Not a big drinker.
I'm with you, man.
I got a secret drink. I don't tell anybody what it is.
Yep.
I'm trying to get them as a sponsor on the show.
Interesting.
And,
Okay.
Man, I hope we can make that happen.
Well, if you ever hear about Zach's favorite drink, that means you got his sponsorship. So we'll see if that works out as we enter a minute to go before the half starts back up. As Cal will get the ball back up 6 points, but Washington State had a nice offensive drive going there until a holding penalty killed things for their offense in the red zone.
Yeah, Washington State shot themselves in the foot there. But again, I have said this way too many. I'm beating a dead horse, right? I don't know why we're beating dead horses, but it's the phrase.
Yeah.
I'm going with the phrase.
Sure.
It's English. English is hard. Washington State is just repeatedly throwing to Brandon Arconado when Cal's in zone coverage. And Cal has no answer to stop him and aren't making an adjustment. They're just allowing it to happen. And right now they have the lead, right? Things are going well. They've given up 14 points. But my fear for Cal is that if they don't make some kind of adjustment, their offense won't be productive enough to stay ahead of Washington State's offense.
Cal has not had a great offense this year at all, as we have mentioned multiple times.
Without their quarterback.
Without their quarterback.
Yes.
But even then, only one game over 25 points all season.
Fair enough.
28-point contest against Ole Miss,
now,
which was a great game for that offense.
The backup quarterback's really stepped up. Will it continue? I don't know. There's a reason he's a backup, but we've seen a progression from Devin Modster where he's gotten better all year.
He certainly has.
Cal leads 20-14, 3 minutes and 27 seconds left in the third quarter as they kick off.
Here's the kick. Jack Crane sends it deep. It'll one-hop the end zone. The receiver will have to cover it up, and he'll take a knee in the end zone. That'll be a touchback, and Cal will start at their own 25-yard line.
And let me clarify, as Washington State kicks off, it's now Cal football to be at the 25-yard line.
Washington State looking for another stop. The defense has not played terribly for Washington State so far. A couple broken plays. Remind everybody that the first 6 points on the board for Cal was on a one-play drive after an interception by Anthony Gordon.
Yeah.
So that's a tough place for your defense.
Wazoo looked a little frazzled and rattled. Here's the key. Can they stop the run? I think Cal's going to come out running the ball, trying to play physical, trying to take time off the clock. They have the lead, and I think if they can eat away, have like an 8-minute drive here, that'd be unreal and really good for their football team. If they can run the ball well, eat away the clock, let the play clock run all the way down before they snap it, and use play action well.
Put an exclamation point on this game.
Yeah.
So we've entered another media timeout.
I mean, if they have an 8-play drive here, if they can score a touchdown and extend to have a 2-possession lead, that'd be huge for Cal right now.
Or even getting a field goal, go up by 9.
Yeah.
It's still a 2-score game. You'd obviously like a touchdown if you were a Cal, but a dangerous spot for both teams. If Cal punts the ball back, I feel like they'll think they're in a bad spot, and if Washington State gives up a score, they're down 2 touchdowns against a really tough defense. So this is a pivotal drive for both sides in this ballgame.
I completely agree. Do you know the name of Cal's mascot? Because he is. I want to find his name.
I don't remember. He's a creepy fellow.
He's so scary. His mascot design. There's some bad mascots in the world. Dylan the Portland Pickle is my least favorite.
It's a sketchy one.
He's endearingly terrifying.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. He's like a little, wood bat baseball league mascot in Portland, Oregon. But if we can find a name of the bear that is the mascot of Cal, if you're listening, look up Cal's mascot.
His name is Oski.
Oski the bear.
He just turned 75.
Horrifying. He's a 75-year-old man bear who has a terrifying smile.
Wait, is he no longer Cal's mascot? We're pulling up an article from the Daily Californian. Hold on, when was this written? This was written in 2016. He's got to be back. Hold on. This was an April 1st thing. Never mind. That was an April Fool's article.
Look up Oski the bear. And you just got got. Thank you so much.
I got.
Look up Oski the bear, the Cal mascot. It's a horrifying mascot design. It's really scary.
Yeah.
I recommend it. Or maybe I don't. The picture I'm looking at is a gigantic smile. It's way too big and way too horrifying to look at.
It's creepy. That's for sure. Mosher back on the field for Cal. Or Modster, excuse me. 2 receivers near side. He'll start in the shotgun. Justice Rogers and Jahad Woods, the linebacking core for the Cougars. in a tight 20-14 ball game with 3:27 to go in the third quarter. Handoff goes for no
Penalty on the
gain, and a
play.
penalty marker down. Christopher Brown Jr. tackled for maybe a gain of 1. We'll see the penalty.
Holding. Offense number 73. 10-yard penalty. Remains first down.
And a backbreaker for Cal.
Yeah, Cal doesn't need that right now. This will now likely be a 3-and-out. I'd be very shocked if they were able to get 20 yards on this, from first down on, and get a first down on this drive.
Barring a huge defensive mistake
Yeah,
from
or
Washington
a
State.
penalty by Washington State that extends the drive. My prediction now is Washington State is going to get the ball with good field position because Cal's backed up a lot and a lot of time on the clock.
It's going to be a big opportunity for Washington State. 4 receivers. They'll fake the handoff to Brown, and a bit of a quick screen there to Kakoa Crawford. He'll pick up about 8 yards.
That's a great
Second
play.
and 12 coming up.
To
and
throw
that
a
is
quick screen
get
and
a
get
good
8
chunk
yards. Clearly at halftime, Bo Baldwin said, we got to start executing quick screens. Our guys are better than their guys, blocking on the perimeter, blocking their guys on the perimeter. And that's what they've been doing so far in the second half.
2-by-2 set. Christopher Brown Jr. in the backfield. Monster surveys the defense, claps his hands, asking for the football. He'll get it. He'll fake the handoff to Brown. Looks for the quick screen. Nearly got destroyed by an Aguayo. Makes a man miss. Dives forward. 3rd down and 1 coming up.
He made a move on a
Monster.
Washington State linebacker and made him look silly.
As
That's what a
men tackling
10-yard run by
aired.
Devin Monson. Now it's 3rd and 2. Hey, I was critical on first down, said there's no way they get 20 yards from this first down on. Now it's 3rd and 2, and a great opportunity for Cal's offense to get a first down here on 3rd and 2. I love it.
Aguayo tackles there in the backfield. And then
He made
Jahad
it look
Wood's
silly.
ankle is broken as
Oh.
they hustle up to the play.
What a great move by Devin Monster.
Monster under center. They'll bring a man in motion. Here's the handoff up the middle. He's got running room, and he's tackled just past the first down marker. It'll be a first down for Cal and a great escape for this Cal offense.
A good, hard run by Christopher Brown Jr., my dude. I love him. That's awesome for him. And by the way, if you're listening, it's Modster, M-O-D. It sounds like monster, but it's Modster. It's just hard to say without sounding like
is.
monster. And it's kind of a cool. If your last name was almost Monster, it's got to feel good for you,
Yeah,
man.
Monster the Monster, right? That's how, that has to be your
In
nickname.
theory, not so far this year, but in this game,
This
maybe.
game he has. Monster 2-by-2 set in the shotgun. Surveys the defense. He'll hand it off to Brown. No, he won't. He'll keep it himself.
Oh.
Throws it over to the right side, and that's a big gain of about 7 yards. And that's a flag. The Cougar sideline cannot believe it, as that's not nearly as egregious, in my opinion, as the hit on Anthony Gordon just a play earlier. And another
Doubling
penalty
down.
flag.
So now there'll probably be 2 penalties on Washington State.
This is going to be a massive penalty.
It's
And
going
tell
to
me
give
if
Cal
I'm,
like 30 yards.
and tell me if
probably.
I'm wrong. If that's a penalty, the Cougars should have had first and goal
so
a couple plays
look,
ago.
I don't want to sound biased. I try to be as fair as I can. There was a hit on Anthony Gordon where he ran out of bounds, got thrown to the ground while he was out of bounds, no penalty. There was a very, I guess that's a penalty, but if the one earlier wasn't a penalty, this certainly should not be.
No.
And then to get more, the problem with the Washington State there is they're jawing on the sideline saying stuff to the ref, doubling down and making the damage worse. Cal's probably going to get 30 yards on 2 penalties here.
And here's the call.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit, defense number 1. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, coaching staff, Washington State. All penalties will be assessed, automatic first down.
And if you're a Washington State fan, you have reason to be upset with that call. The Cougar coaching staff trying to defend their quarterback.
No, you got to shut your mouth.
I agree.
Yeah, if you're Washington State, I'm not going to defend that. Take the call. Look, I get
Sure.
you're arguing, and Mike Leach can do whatever he wants. But if only person who can get a penalty there is Mike Leach. If your assistant coaches are jawing at the refs and they get a penalty, you got to be frustrated for Mike Leach. And now that's a
game-changing situation
huge
here.
break by Cal. 56 seconds left in the third quarter. It's first down for Cal on the 27-yard line going into towards the end zone for Washington State. Great for them, man.
My only point is, it's unless they said something foul,
Yeah.
it seems like a soft flag to throw it for a
Yeah.
coaching staff complaining about a call on the
You
sideline.
know what's interesting? I agree with that. There was a penalty on Jason Garrett, the head coach
Yeah.
of the Cowboys, like that a couple weeks ago, where
Against the Packers,
he was
yeah, for
very
spiking the
frustrated.
challenge
Yes, and I
flag,
thought
yeah.
it's soft
was
by a
absurd.
ref. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
ridiculous. Now people will say, well, if it wasn't a penalty on Washington State, it shouldn't have been a penalty on Cal. I think a penalty is a penalty The more egregious thing is that it wasn't a penalty on Anthony Gordon earlier in the game.
100%. Monster in the pistol. Fakes the handoff. Will give it to Brown, actually. Brown, penalty markers all over the place. About a 2-yard gain for Christopher Brown. This is coming back.
But what I hate with penalties is when teams go, if they didn't get one, we shouldn't get one. It's like, well, you can't not call penalties when you
100%.
see them. You can't double down and make it worse.
Still first down.
10-yard holding penalty will be assessed. It's one of those, it's a tough situation. You know, and Pac-12 officiating crews take their beating every week. They're not the most
I lived with the ref. I lived with the
crew.
ref for the last 4 years. And he just points out how difficult of a job it is to be a ref.
It's
now,
incredibly
an
difficult.
obvious call like Anthony Gordon on the sideline, sure. But there's some stuff that you just can't make out with your eyes in football as a ref.
5 wide for Monster on a 1st and 20
Shocking
from the
to me.
37-yard line. Heavy pressure. Monster throws incomplete. Nobody, or the receiver, not coming back for the football there.
Yeah, so Monster had to get rid of that ball a little bit early, and he threw a ball to a hitch on the right, and the receiver wasn't even out of his break yet, wasn't ready. But a good job by Monster to get rid of the ball, eliminate a negative play, and just say, hey, look, it's incompletion, but no sack, nothing wrong. I like that play for Monster to eliminate the damage.
2nd down and 20 coming up for the Cal Golden Bears.
And maybe limit the damage. English is hard.
Yeah, it is. I'm with you. Pistol formation for the Cal Golden Bears. Here's the snap. They're going to hand it off to Brown. Brown is hit after a short gain of about 2 yards, maybe 1. Depends on where they spot it. They'll give him 2. 35-yard line going in for Cal. On the near hash mark, 3rd down and
9. Looks like 9.
3rd down and 18 after the penalty.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I'm looking at the first. Wow, I'm looking at the first down marker, the original first down marker.
And that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter.
What do you do for Cal here on 3rd and long?
Man.
Do you run the ball? Do you? Because you're not really in field goal range. Cal's on what? They're on the 35-yard line.
Yeah. So it would be a long field goal by a team that doesn't particularly trust.
They can't
their
kick
field
a
goal
field goal
team.
from here.
No. If we trust the home student broadcasters, which they seem to be very trustworthy individuals, they're going to check something down here and take what they can get and then make a decision on 4th
third
down.
and long. Yeah, well, I think you throw like a 5-yard pass, see if someone can make a play after the catch, and then set yourself up for a field goal or maybe go for it on a 4th and 12. I have no idea. But 4th and 18 or 3rd and 18 here is a really tough situation. I wouldn't try to get it all in one play. And what you really would like to do is get 8 to 12 yards here, not get a 1st down, but maybe Wazoo's happy, they limit what Cal's doing on offense, and Cal's happy because they get into field goal range and can get 3 more points.
Yeah, this is a pivotal play. If the Cougs can stop them here, 3rd down or 4th down from the 35 is a tricky situation to be in. We'll see what this Washington State offense can accomplish, or excuse me, California offense can accomplish here on this pivotal play as they switch sides of the field. They'll be going from right to left now. And we got just under 2 minutes to go before the 4th quarter gets underway here in Berkeley.
Evan Weaver has 151 tackles on the year. Maybe it might have been 131. That's a big difference, I understand. I just saw a thing flash in the scoreboard.
But he's been incredible.
That's unbelievable. Having that many, so impressive, man. He's I call Aesop Winston Jr. the Hoover vacuum.
Yes.
Catches everything. Maybe Evan Weaver's a Hoover vacuum too. He tackles
Hoover
everything that comes into his area.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He's been incredible this season, and a big part of this Cal defense, who has been incredible all season. Only allowing one opponent to score more than 30 points, and that was Utah.
Yeah.
A ton of people under 20 points. It's been an incredible unit all season, but kind of ran out of steam against Utah.
You know what's unfortunate is that we still haven't seen Cal have an answer. I've been saying this all night. We don't have an answer with Brandon Arconado. If Washington State can get a stop here and hold Cal to no points, I would not be shocked if Washington State drove down the field, going back to the well, throwing the ball to Brandon Arconado. Now, can they punch it in? That's the question. But I think they can get all the way down the field very quickly by throwing to Brandon.
Yep, I am with you. And another 131 tackles on the year for Weaver.
That's so impressive. 5 tonight.
Off night for him so far.
Your off night is 5 tackles.
In the first 3 quarters,
My
right?
gosh.
He's an incredible player as the teams begin to break their huddle. Anthony Gordon, 31-38 for 262 passing yards, a touchdown, and that pick on the first pass attempt of the ball game. But a bit of an off night so far, even with those numbers. Shows the prolific offense that Washington State runs, at least when it comes to numbers.
So a 3rd and 18 for Cal. They're up 20-14. They're on the 35-yard line of Washington State. What does Cal do here on offense?
Well,
Can they get like 12 yards and get back into field goal range?
they'll trot out 2-by-2 receivers in the shotgun formation. Cougars in blitz. Monster steps up, hit it as he's thrown. He completes the pass, and it's tackled down at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, a tricky decision here. Now it's like 4th and 3,
5-ish, yeah.
4th and 4, 4th and 5 maybe.
What do you do?
You're on the 22-yard line.
They'll bring
They're
in
gonna
the
send
field
out the
goal
field
unit.
goal. Yeah, they're going to send out the field goal unit.
It's the right call.
I think so.
You go up by 2 scores in this
Yeah.
situation.
If you can make the field goal. I think they can from here.
I mean, they did have an extra point blocked earlier.
Yeah.
So nothing to give me in this situation, but they'll bring out their kicker, Greg Thomas.
He's a left-footed kicker. Love his cleats, white cleats.
Looks sharp,
phenomenal.
Big time kick. It'll put Cal up by 9 points, 20-14. Here's the snap. The kick is up. It's
Blocked.
not even close. Blocked by the Cougars. Everyone gets off, and it'll be downed by Cal. The second blocked kick of the afternoon for this special teams unit, and they're all sorts of fired up. Momentum back in Washington State's hands if I'd ever seen it.
And the
Let's see what they
celebration
can
by
do about
Washington
it.
State and the way they're happy, they're encouraging each other, they're loving each other. You know, in hindsight, look, hindsight 2020, I actually don't know what that means, but I think it means you got to just go with what you went with. You can't change the past. I really think Cal should have gone for it on 4th and 4 right there. I don't know why they had confidence in their kicking game. It's the second block tonight. But now the momentum heavily shifts towards Washington State, who has momentum, they're moving the ball well, and they're only down by 6 points.
I'll tell you, I just saw this the replay in the corner of out of the corner of my eye. That ball was not blocked by a Washington State player. That ball was off the. I could
kicked
be
it
seeing
into
this
his own
wrong.
guys?
It went off a helmet of a lineman.
That's awful.
It was a missed kick.
So yeah, the fact that Cal had confidence in their kicker to make that kick baffles me.
5 wide. Gordon takes the snap. All sorts of time. Steps up in the pocket now. He's going to run for it, and he's going to pick up about 7 yards before getting hit. And Washington State sidelines can't believe it. That one a bit soft to throw a flag on, in my opinion.
What we've seen tonight
but another
is
hit.
Cal is at home, and they're not going to give Washington State a call. Look, I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but
That's just
multiple
what's
times
gonna
we've seen
happen.
late hits
Yeah.
on Anthony Gordon and no call. And I get why Washington State's frustrated, but that's just not going to happen tonight, apparently.
Yeah, and they have to make it work. They have to make it work however they can.
They got to earn it instead of getting penalties from the refs.
3-by-1 set, trips to the near side. Borgie in motion to the right side. They're going to throw it to Bell inside. He's got room. He'll get the first down near the 35-yard line before he's driven back. And the Cougars are still up. The sideline for Washington State can't get over these late hits.
You got it.
And
You
they
gotta
got
move
it.
on.
They got to move on.
Yeah,
Because
flush
they
it.
thought there was another one there, but that was just bodies getting tangled up. That
Yeah.
happens.
Flush it, move on.
I don't disagree that they haven't
been
gotten
some
a couple calls
questionable
that they
calls.
should have.
Sure.
But you got to move on. And you're in a great. If you drive down and score a touchdown, you take the lead. On the road in a hostile environment.
You got to look at
gotta
this as a
step
great
in.
opportunity.
Ball snap, 3-by-1 set. Gordon pump fakes to his running back. Looks over the middle. He's got Winston all alone. And he's going to be short of the first down.
He didn't mean to
Stepped
step out of bounds.
No, he did not. I'm not sure he knew how close he was to the sideline there.
He turned and was like, oh, what am I doing?
Yeah, he turned to the outside, immediately out of bounds.
You know,
Second
Gordon
down and 1.
had a guy, Renard Bell open down the left sideline if he'd wanted him. I wonder if they'll go back to that. Thank you so much. You guys handed me a piece of paper. It's like they're like incredible
They're
here. The staff
fantastic.
at Cal. Will they go back to that though? Wheel down the left sideline was open.
Just under 13 to go. 2-by-2. Gordon takes the snap. Going deep. Winston Jr. He's got his man at the 20-yard line. No, he doesn't. No, he does.
It's a
They
catch.
call it a catch. He lost it at the end.
Man, I'm so happy. I love watching Aesop Winston Jr. He's not incredibly fast. He's actually not as fast as the guy he just beat, but technique is what gets him open vertically and what allows him to beat guys by 2 or 3 steps. He did that there. Hauls in a tough catch, diving catch. I just am so impressed every time I watch Aesop Winston Jr., the way he plays. I hope he gets a chance in the XFL. He's just awesome.
Winston looks slightly hobbled there. He'll exit the field. 5 wide receivers, trips to the far side. Gordon takes the snap, fakes the tunnel screen, looks deep, steps up, now rolls to his right, buying time. Quick pass, caught by Brandon Arconato. He picks up about 7 yards. Second down and short coming
That's
up.
a great job by Anthony Gordon to scramble, to extend a play. I normally cringe. In fact, I did that time when I saw Anthony Gordon running around because bad things tend to happen. Interceptions, penalties, incompletions. That time he did a great job finding someone deep along the right sideline, and second, and now it's 2nd and 5 for Washington State, 2nd and 4, and just a great play by the quarterback.
2nd down and a short 4 from the 14-yard line of Cal. 11:30 to play.
Showing pressure. Will Cal bring it or not?
Cougs trail 20 to 14. Here's the snap. 5 men on the rush. Anthony Gordon to his right. Buying time, he'll throw it away out of bounds. 3rd down coming up.
I would continue to bring a 5-man rush if I was Cal. The 3-man rush isn't working. It allows him to run around
and the air raid will find a way to beat you if you have time.
As much as I
backfield.
regularly say I don't like Anthony Gordon running around, he's done that a couple times where he has extended a play, found someone downfield. A 3-man rush isn't good enough. I think you got to play tighter man coverage and bring 5 on the pass rush if you're Cal.
3rd down and just over 3 yards to go. 5 wide, trips to the far side. Cal shows blitz. They bring it. Quick throw to Bell. Bell makes the catch, and he's hit immediately. Driven back. It'll be 4th down. Big time decision coming up.
A lot just happened there. Cal blitzed. Washington State had a perfect play dialed up. When a team blitzes, you want to run a screen because the guys come, you throw the ball behind their head. Washington State ran a screen pass against the blitz, but then were unable to execute blocks with the offensive linemen. They missed blocks. That stopped Washington State in their tracks. It's now 4th and 4 because of poor blocking by the offensive line on the screen pass.
10:52 to play, down by 6. Washington State will go for it. 4th and 4 on the 15-yard line of Cal.
Surprisingly loud here at Cal. I'm impressed.
Big time play for Washington State. Trips to the near side, single receiver to the far. Gordon takes the snap. He steps up. He's going to run for it himself, and he's tackled short. And the Washington State will turn it over on downs. And a late flag thrown. I wonder we'll wait on the flag.
For now, it's Cal football.
It appeared to be after the play. This is quite interesting. This sideline, Washington State sideline's going to lose it if it's some sort of personal foul or something late.
Yeah, they really will. They're a frustrated group of guys.
Long discussion here.
Yeah. I don't know what they could possibly be talking about.
The flag was thrown
Maybe
well
they're
after the
talking
play.
about the repercussions. Whose ball is it? Where is the ball spotted now?
Quite possibly.
Let's
wait for the call.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Cal, number 96, is first of the game. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
So now it'll be Cal ball deep inside their own territory.
And
so yeah, that discussion was logistical. Is after the penalty, where do we spot the ball? That's clearly what they were talking about for that long.
So in our immediate timeout, Cal backed up in the shadow of their own end zone.
But Cal leads 20 to 14.
And
10 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Cal has the ball. A big time moment for this Washington State defense. It's really the truth is Washington State just squandered a gigantic opportunity on a 4th and 4 in the red zone. Had an opportunity to get points, and their inability right there to score could cost them big time.
Cal will start with the ball just outside their own 6-yard line on the far hash.
How impressive is that by Cal? Cal's held Washington State at times prolific offense by Washington State, and really Cal has struggled all year at times. The fact that they've held Washington State to 14 points tonight is so good for their program, so good for them.
And 12 on offense.
Yeah,
right?
Year in and year out. Yeah. Justin Wilcox, the head coach of Cal, has a plan that's effective against Washington State. I'm so impressed with him, man. I love what they're doing at Cal.
And this would be a massive win for Wilcox if he can pull this win off. Get himself to 5 wins on the season. Give him a great shot to get to a bowl game.
From what I've seen today, Berkeley, California, I lived in LA for a while. From what I've seen at Cal, from the program Cal has, from the coaching comparison between Justin Wilcox and Clay Helton at USC, who's not going to be there much longer, I don't think. I think right now, if I'm a recruit in California, I would rather go to Cal than USC. I know it's blasphemous. That's insane.
Yeah.
I love Bo Baldwin, their offensive coordinator. He used to coach at Eastern Washington. I love Justin Wilcox, the way he talks about his program, the way he leads men, and the way he's invested in building something in Cal. And then the place, Berkeley. Cal Berkeley's phenomenal. Great weather. It's not too hot in the summer the way it is in LA. And year-round, it's comfortable, it's warm, and a beautiful, beautiful campus here in Cal Berkeley. I'm so impressed with what we've seen from this Cal program and the city itself in Cal.
Yeah, you don't have to play spring ball in 100-degree weather if you go to Berkeley.
No, I love LA at times. I've lived there. It's just miserably hot in the summer, and you don't get that here in the Bay Area at Berkeley.
Don't. Big time possession for both teams in this spot.
Back to my point.
Yeah.
And I'm ranting now, but it's not just that the place is great. It's that there's a good football program here. There's a good offensive coordinator, Bill Baldwin. There's a great defensive-minded head coach, Justin Wilcox. And I don't understand. Maybe it's the fact that it's hard to get into Cal.
Yeah.
It's the academic restrictions. I don't know. But Cal certainly believes they can build something.
And I think they're right.
Yeah, it just takes time to build a program. It took
does.
P.J. Fleck, they're 9-0 now at Minnesota. Took them 3 years to get there. This is year 3 for Justin Wilcox. His quarterback got hurt. They were 4-0 at the time, and their
Yeah,
quarterback
they were
did
flying.
get hurt.
They were flying towards a possible North title.
Yeah, I'm really just impressed with Cal's program and their coaching and the way they do everything. I think they're building something, and I'm excited to watch them next year when their quarterback is healthy again.
Big time spot for Cal and the Washington State defense. Ball on the 6.5-yard line of Cal.
Was it last year Cal went to a bowl game for the first time in years?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
That was a great moment for Cal. Looked good last year. Had some moments where they really shined.
Absolutely.
Heavy front for Cal. Cougars need a stop
2
here.
receivers,
Down
2
6.
tight ends. Motion a man into the line of scrimmage.
Tight formation, and that'll be a false start
Likely
on
false
Cal.
start. It doesn't matter. I mean, half the distance to the goal from the 6-yard line.
Just brings the safety into play, perhaps. But
Yeah.
that's about it. That's about all that changes.
I mean, it's not great. You'd rather be on your 6 than your 3-yard line, but
Not a terrible penalty, though.
no. In the scheme of things, it could be far worse.
Could be significantly worse. The rare first down and 14 coming up.
So now they're back to a 2-receiver set, 2 tight ends. The running back in the backfield next to Modster, actually behind Modster in the pistol formation.
Running a pistol, and an interesting call here on the goal line. Modster calls for the snap. He takes it. Gives it to his running back, who has some room up the middle. It'll be about 2nd down and 9 coming up.
But a 4-yard run by Christopher Brown Jr. Actually, it's a 5-yard run. They gave him, now it's a 2nd and 8.
8 coming up.
Yeah, great job.
2nd and 8
Christopher Brown Jr.
from the 9, and you're back in a spot where you might be able to get this conversion and start killing
You're
clock.
just in a normal situation now. Great run by Cal there.
We enter 10 minutes to go in the ball game. 20-14, Cal leads. 2nd down and 8 from their own 9-yard line. Monster in the shotgun. He'll hand it off to Christopher Brown, who makes a man miss up the right side, thrown out of bounds. But after he picks up the first down, big play from Cal. They move the chains.
They are putting the pressure on Washington State, running the ball really well. Takes more time eating off the clock. The clock is running right now. They're up 6 points. Man, we're shaping up for a great finish here at Berkeley. We've been very lucky to have such a great game. It's 20-14, Cal's leading, and these are the games you look for, that they're close and interesting with 9 minutes left in the game. 9:27 now left in the game. I am so happy with this result.
An incredible game so far, and as you mentioned, we're setting up for an incredible finish. Cougars making some late substitutions.
Something went wrong for Cal. I think a timeout.
Away for the answer.
Timeout, Cal.
Yep.
Their first of the half.
So Cal calls a timeout. They subbed late, so Cougars were running players in. Didn't have time to adjust. And this will turn into a media timeout. 9:10 to play. 20-14, Washington State trails the California Golden Bears. And what's been an incredible game on all facets tonight.
Yeah, just great storylines. A backup quarterback, Devin Modster, stepping up. A defense for Cal playing phenomenal. Brandon Arconato having a great game at Washington State. A mistake early that cost Washington State on an interception. That sequence, that interception and touchdown by Cal back-to-back in 2 consecutive plays.
That's the difference right now.
Yeah, that is the difference. Yeah, I mean, man, those 6 points have really come back to bite Washington State.
As they roll through some out-of-town scoreboards on our screen. Wisconsin 24-22 over Iowa. That's a big top 25 matchup there. Minnesota, as we mentioned.
24-22, is that what the score is?
Yeah, final score there.
Wow.
31-26, Minnesota over Penn State. We mentioned that game earlier today. Clemson all over NC State, 42-7 in the third. A bit of an expected result there. Yeah. Notre Dame all over Duke, 28-7 in the third. Duke hanging in there, a little better than many may have expected. USC over Arizona State in Tempe, 31-26. That's a big result for USC. Keeps them alive in the South race. And LSU over Alabama, 46-41. An incredible result.
And the crowd
down there
cheering
in
to
Tuscaloosa.
that as they put that on the Jumbotron, too. What's interesting is, Clemson was knocked out of the top 4 today.
And Cal cheering as their rival Stanford go down in Colorado.
Wow, how far Stanford has fallen. They lost to Colorado.
That's
who
rough.
was a miserable team. It's interesting.
No offense to Colorado
Yeah.
fans.
I certainly don't care. I like Colorado. It's a great place. Fort Collins, Colorado's fantastic.
Beautiful.
No, where was I saying? Oh, so Clemson was left out of the top 4 by the college football rankings. They put Penn State in. Penn State loses in an interesting fashion to Minnesota today. We're probably going to see Clemson in the top 4 again.
Yep,
very
probably.
quickly. And how would you feel if you're Penn State, if you're Clemson, and you were left out of the final 4 or top 4, and they put Penn State, and you're like, you got to feel disrespected by what happened today, right?
They went out and stomped them, though. They went out and proved they were a top 4
hey,
team.
We should be in this conversation. Why are we not in the top 4? It's absurd.
And to be fair, they were in the conversation. You know, there were 2
they're-
SEC and 2 Big Ten schools ahead of them, so
Yeah.
someone was going to fall
At
out.
some point,
But-
correct.
But I'm with you.
I'm sure
Bit disrespectful
Clemson
for
saw,
me.
oh, we're not in the top 4. They felt
Yeah,
disrespected
to
by
be
that,
fair,
I have no doubt.
Clemson has not looked as good as they have in the past. You know, they had that tough
Yeah,
game
that's fair.
against UNC. We actually watched that game right before going out to Utah.
Yeah. They did have a tough game. They almost lost.
That would have been bad.
Oh my
Clemson doesn't
gosh.
make the playoffs.
But they
if
do that
lose
every
game.
year.
They
They
do.
do regular. They almost lost to Syracuse. Was it 2 years ago or last year? I can't remember. But every year it seems like they have a game they almost lose. That's what Clemson does.
You're exactly right.
The question is,
Modster
can they survive the bad game?
in the pistol. He'll hand it off to his running back, who has space. That is Deshaun Collins, tackled at the 21-yard line. A nice pickup of about 6. Second
Tick,
down and
Tick,
second
tick.
4.
Tick,
Second down
tick.
6 coming up.
Tick, tick. The clock
Draining
keeps
the
running.
clock.
Tick, tick. Tick, tick. 8:53, 52,
I want to say
51.
Cal went on about an 8-minute drive against Washington to ice that game.
Yeah. Yep.
They're looking to do the same here.
They're
Heavy
running the
front.
ball effectively.
Cal looking to put this game away. Deshaun Collins in the backfield, second down and 6 from their own 21. Here's the snap. Monster back to pass. Pass rush. Here's the throw. Deep downfield is incomplete. What a play
Man.
by the defensive back. George Hicks III knocking it out. That looks to be a big-time reception, but a great play at the end to knock it away.
Let's go through what's happened today for Cal. They've had multiple opportunities where guys beat people vertically, and Devin Monster didn't hit them. That time, so they won vertically. Devin Monster makes a great throw and a drop by Cal's receiver. Man, that's got to be so frustrating. Multiple times Cal's had opportunities deep downfield and been unable to execute.
Long huddle for Cal. Third down and 6 from their own 21-yard line. Big time
And the
opportunity for
unfortunate
both
thing
teams.
is the clock is now not running because they threw an incomplete pass.
8:26 to play, 20-14. Cal leads Washington State. Late pressure. Monster steps up. He'll take it himself, and he's got plenty of room for the first down. Headed towards the right sideline. And he slides
down at the
down to the
40.
46-yard line. Big time gain for the Cal Golden Bears as they move the chains.
47-yard line for Cal. The clock is now running. That's a game-breaking, a back-breaking play for the Washington State defense. They got to be frustrated. They did almost everything right except for contain the quarterback.
Monster has been able to move the ball on the ground a little bit today, something we may not
Yeah.
have expected entering this ball
Yeah,
game.
he's done a good job stepping up. Again, it's a very simple game plan. He's usually throwing to his first option. When he doesn't like what he sees, he lowers his shoulder and lowers his eyes and runs. I love what they're doing with Cal's quarterback, Devin Monster.
Single back, single receiver to the far side. They'll hand it off to their running back, Charlie Brown, who will false forward for a gain of 2 yards. 2nd and 8 coming up, and the clock continues to run.
Yep. As they try to ice the game, similar to the way they did Washington, as you mentioned earlier. That was the most impressive win. I really enjoyed watching Cal beat Ole Miss earlier this year, an SEC team. But the statement win that I thought was going to really, before their quarterback got hurt, Cal beat Washington 20-19. I was so impressed with Cal. And it's just sad Chase Garbers got hurt.
It is indeed. Man in motion to the left side. Monster calls for the snap with 7:05 on the clock. Fake run. Jahad Woods fights through the block and tackles the running back. What a play by Jahad Woods.
So
Throws him behind the
they're
line.
fortunate
Third
there.
down and long.
They were going to run the ball. He pulled it and threw the receiver. But a completed pass allows the clock to continue to run. A big break for them that ball was completed. Not a big gain, but the clock continues to run because of that. That's fantastic for Cal.
No gain on the clock, or no gain on the play. 3rd down and 9 from your own 48-yard line if you're Cal. 2-by-1 set, single receiver near side in the pistol formation. Monster sends his back in motion, steps back, Quick throw, inside screen, and he's got enough room for the first down. Makes
Wow.
a man miss up the middle, and this will be a Cal touchdown. What a score, Makai Polk. And that's a massive play for Cal. 2 touchdown lead.
Do I dare
for the
say that's
Golden
ball
Bears.
game? That's
It feels like
what
it might be.
a huge play by Cal. Poor tackling by Washington State, a missed tackle, missed opportunities, and just a fantastic play after the catch by Cal. I love that. I love watching that. I'm so happy for Cal, man. They're winning with a backup quarterback, playing great defense. That's their staple in Cal. I love watching this game, man. I'm so happy for them.
An incredible play by Cal as they take a 12-point lead pending the extra points.
6 minutes, 15 seconds
you don't
left.
go for 2 here. Go up by
Why
a
would
full
you? I mean,
score, 2.
I don't know. I think they are going for 2. Their offense is
Oh, excuse me, they
their
are.
offense is still on the field, and they've had a horrible kicking game all game. I don't blame them for not wanting to kick here at all.
You're all right. That is their offense. My apologies. And a timeout has been called.
Now they're going to talk about it. I think
By
you're right.
by Cal.
No-brainer. Go for it. Go up by 14. And you don't want to risk having another blocked field goal. That's not worth it.
Not at all. Massive result by Cal if this stands, as they find themselves right in the thick of the bowl conversation if they can get this win here.
Yeah,
And
they'd
really
be a
puts a damper
5-win
on
team.
Washington State.
I'd love to see them in it. I mean, look, it'll be a crappy bowl if Cal gets a bowl game.
Sure, but
But that'd be cool for them. 2 years in a row have a bowl game. And if Chase Garbers can come back, their quarterback, at the end of the year, that'd be great. Here's what Cal could do. At the end of the year, they get their starting quarterback back off an injury, potentially. And then they can get, if they win like 3 games at the end of the year and have some momentum rolling into next year, setting themselves up for a great year next year, that'd be awesome for Cal.
It would.
A program on the rise I really believe in. And I just love what they're doing here in Berkeley.
Cal has looked good all game.
They
The
will go for
Cougars
2.
Have had issues in all facets, it feels like.
So they're going to go 4 wide receivers, 2 tight to the right, a bunch formation, 2 tight to the left.
Monster in the
Excuse
shotgun.
me, 5 receivers, 3 on the right, 2 on the left.
5 wide. Cougars looking for a stop. Sending
Motion
a
with
man
the
in
running
motion.
back.
Here's the snap. Monster looks, throws over the middle, incomplete. And the 2-point conversion attempt, no good.
Oh,
The lead is
man.
only 12, but a massive 12 that is with 6:14
It's a
to play in the
tad
game.
late. He's a tad earlier on that throw. He can get it in before defense has a chance to make a play. I think that's Devin Modster not being extremely familiar with this system. He's a backup quarterback. His timing was just off there. If he's half a second earlier, that's a 2-point conversion completed, and it'd be 28-14 for Cal.
But as it is, 26-14, Washington State trails the Cal Golden Bears here in Berkeley.
Here's what's interesting. I just saw, Washington State has 31 minutes of possession. Cal has 22 minutes of possession. That's unbelievable.
Yep.
Cal has not had the ball nearly as long, even though they're running the ball consistently against Washington State. To have a 2-score lead down that much in time of possession is unbelievable. It just shows that Washington State has had opportunities and not executed when they needed to so far this game.
That certainly has been the case in this ball game.
And this is why I'm not that high on Anthony Gordon. I know a lot of people are like, Anthony Gordon, this and that, and they want to talk about how great, Gardner Minshew was, and so because of Gardner Minshew's success, maybe we'll see something similar from Anthony Gordon. It's just not the case.
No, I
I'm
don't
just
think so.
tired of hearing how great Anthony Gordon's going to be in the NFL. He's had moments and he hasn't executed when he needed to.
He might get a sniff because
He'll be in
throws.
camp somewhere. Like
Yeah.
everybody gets a chance in camp.
Yeah.
He'll be there, rookie OTAs. But the likelihood of him making a team and sticking somewhere, even if he might do it for a year, right? I doubt that at all.
Yeah.
But maybe he does for a year.
Got a shot.
Luke Falk got out in 2 years.
Yeah. And Falk was a better quarterback than Anthony
Falk
Gordon,
was
I think.
significantly
Yep.
better, right? Of the last 3 quarterbacks for Washington State, Luke Falk, Gardner Minshew, Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon is by far the worst of those 3.
Yep, that's 100% true. And that is the sentiment across.
And let me be clear.
Wazoo
Let me
Nation.
tell you why. It's his attitude, his leadership. He's spotty at times. He's got poor footwork when there's pressure in his face. He's inaccurate. He doesn't see defenders drop into coverage. He throws boneheaded interceptions. There's too much negative from Anthony Gordon. And it's not like he's got a good arm.
But nothing
Nothing
incredibly
special.
No.
And if you're not special and you don't do the little things right, why would I give you any time of day from an NFL team?
It's true. Cal will kick the ball away with 6:15 on the clock, leading 26-14, and the Cougars need to score quickly and get a stop. They do have Washington State does have all 3 timeouts. It's about the only thing going their way in this second half. They haven't burned a timeout. Cal ready to kick this ball away.
And people are starting to leave.
Bold move.
I know. You got
A lot of
6
time
minutes.
left in this
yeah,
game.
hold your horses, guys. Bold move indeed, man. They got a camera guy next to it, just bundled up like it's winter.
Yeah.
He's got a ski mask on. He looks cold.
Welcome to the East Bay.
Like
Little
it's cold.
chippy onside
It's not
kick situation.
Ski mask cold.
As this ball nearly picked up by Cal, but instead picked up by Washington State. That was a dangerous roller there.
Yeah, I like the move, honestly, from Cal. They kick a weird little pooch kick. Almost recover the ball.
If you recover that, that's the game.
It's ball game. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it might be ball game anyways. So,
yeah.
Washington State has been really slow to move the ball. They moved the ball, but their drives have taken a long time. Can they score twice in 6 minutes? I guess they've done it in the past. Why would we doubt them?
For sure.
But not tonight.
They need
really
to try
slow tonight.
They need to try to stretch the field, and Cal should probably send some blitzes here.
Yeah.
It's
So
worked
now
hard.
I love, if I'm Cal's defense, hey, let Arconado have anything he wants within 10 yards.
Trips to the right side. Gordon steps up, throws the ball. A lot of contacts, out of bounds. Second down and 10 coming up.
What I don't understand, he's forcing it into coverage with Aesop Winston Jr. There's double coverage on him. There's a safety help over the top. There's a corner trailing him. And you got Brandon Arconado wide open underneath. Take what the defense gives you. Don't force it into coverage like that.
You need 2 scores. You got to move the football. 6 minutes and 10 seconds to play. Cougars on their own 30 or 27-yard line.
5 wide,
Near
3 to
hash.
the left, 2 to the right.
Cougars spread it out. Gordon will get ready for the snap. Here it comes. Gordon takes the snap, looking to the right side. He'll throw over the middle. Ball is caught by Harris, who falls forward. Gain of about 7 yards.
There you go.
Third down and short coming up. And
Take-
the Cougars need 3 to convert.
Take what the defense gives you. That's what Gordon did there. Look, you got to move the offense quickly. You got to get to the line very quickly. But they're giving Anthony Gordon everything underneath. He needs to take it and drive the ball down the field by moving the offense and getting to the line quickly, ready to snap the ball.
5:45 and counting. A lot of time coming off the clock here. 5:40. Trips
Clock's
to the
running,
near
man.
side.
Hurry up.
Max Borghi in the backfield. Anthony Gordon will call a sign and step back into the shotgun. 5:30 to go in the game. Gordon calls for the snap. He'll hand it off to Max Borghi, who will run up the middle and get stuffed. No gain. 4th down coming up.
Why do you run the ball there? It's 3rd and 2. You have 5 minutes left of running clock, and you're not a team that runs the ball well. And they had an extra man in the box for Cal. What the heck are they doing? I don't understand.
And this could be the ball game
Yeah.
if they don't convert here.
Good for Cal, man. Cal playing man coverage. Looks like on the right, 1 high safety. They're coming after the quarterback here on 4th and 1.
Inside of 5 minutes, 4th down and 1. Cougars need a
Yeah,
yard
this
to
is
keep this
man.
game alive.
They're following Aesop Winston Jr. across the field. This is man coverage and a blitz.
Here's the snap. Gordon looks to his right, throws. Aesop Winston, he's got the first down at the 40-yard line. That'll stop the clock to reset the chains. And a good and a game-saving play for the Cougars. 4:39
That's a
to
great
play.
play by Anthony Gordon against man coverage, against a blitz, throwing into the blitz, not being afraid, throwing behind their head.
They play hurry up, trips to the left side. Gordon takes the snap, backing up. He's still backpedaling, he'll throw it away out of bounds. 2nd down coming up.
Good discipline by Gordon. Nothing there, don't force it, stay alive, and get the clock stopped.
4:25 to go in the play, or rather, in the game. 26-14 Cal on a back-breaking set of missed tackles by the Washington State defense a few minutes ago on a long touchdown play to really put this game out of reach unless the Cougars can go get a score quickly here in the 4th.
2nd and 10.
2 by 2. Gordon takes the snap. He's going to step up, throws it over the middle, nearly intercepted. Is it intercepted?
That's
And
an
it appears to be intercepted. That's going to be really
that's
tight.
ball game, man.
And if that is upheld, that is the ball game. We will take a
good for
peek
Cal,
at,
man.
at the replay, but
They deserve
it
to
looks like
win.
an interception. They
Yeah, no.
definitely outplayed Washington
Off
State
the
in this
receiver's
game.
hands, ball tipped in the air, picked it off.
So let's see the replay as Gordon
Got a
was in all sorts of trouble, threw it right over the middle, tipped, and no, that ball, I believe,
like it
hit the
ground.
turf.
Yeah, it looks like it
So
hit the
that'll be
ground.
an incomplete pass.
I was ready to go home. I was like, man.
Yeah, back it up, let's go. But no,
Yeah,
that was
no.
for sure an incomplete pass. So the Cougs will have another opportunity.
So it looks like the ball hit the ground. Let's find out what the refs have to say in just a minute. The white hat runs out to give us the call. Maybe he's going to take a look
Oh,
at it.
he has to review because the official
Such
call
a slow
was.
process.
It
man.
is.
Let's look at it. We see it.
I would be. This is simple, right?
Yeah, it hit the ground.
The Pac-12 should be able to buzz in and say that was an incomplete pass.
That should be an eye in the sky. Say, hey, the ball hit the ground. We don't need to have you look at it. It's just a
incomplete pass.
Yeah, exactly.
As they take
like
a look
if you're
at
at
this.
home, right, watching the game, you're like, why are we wasting time on this replay?
Yeah.
It's so obvious. It's it's late at night on the East Coast. It's after 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Let's get on with it.
Seriously. But it is what it is. It's better to get the call right and take some time than to get the call wrong and rush through things.
What's the 7:30 game tonight?
That's an excellent question.
In
I'm
college
not
football.
sure.
What's left tonight? Let's look at the Pac-12. What is left? So right now, currently, Georgia's beating Missouri. It's 27-0. The NC State Clemson game still isn't over, by the way.
That's wild.
Oh my gosh, 49-7. Clemson's beating NC State. So tonight, not in the top 10. Let's look at the Pac-12.
Incomplete pass. It'll be third down on the 40-yard line. Timer, please reset the game clock to 4 minutes and 20 seconds. 4-2-0.
Cougars maintain possession. Third down and 10 coming up from their own 40-yard line.
As far as I can tell, there's nothing on after this game. It must be a lot of bye weeks this week, and means we get to watch the LSU-Alabama game from that basement back home.
Yes, sir. Back
awesome.
in where we're staying down here in Cal. Third down and 10. Cougars need to get something going here, trailing by 12 with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the quarter, or in the game, rather. Gordon with trips to the far side. Aesop Winston alone on the near. Here's the snap. Gordon looks over the middle. This one nearly intercepted. Anthony Gordon cannot connect with Brandon Arconato. Fourth down and 10. This is the ball game.
My gosh, they got fortunate there. Who's number 6? Number 6 on my chart here. Number 6, Jalen Hawkins almost had an interception there. Cut in front of the ball, nearly had the pick. Man, 4th and 10 now for Washington State. This will be the ball game here. Can Washington State get a first down here? 4 minutes, 16 seconds left. I think this is it, folks.
You've got to convert here if you're the Cougs. He takes the snap, and the whistles are blown, and that appears to be a false start. It is a false start.
Wow. Is it Liam Ryan?
Let's see.
False start. Offense, number 63.
Yep, Liam Ryan, not the false
I
start.
love the guy. I love Liam Ryan, man. He's got a great personality. He's fun to follow on social media. He is just given costly penalty after costly penalty this year. And it must be something where he's not jiving with the quarterback. Because, again, this problem didn't happen last year. The Gardner Minshew at quarterback.
Another game-deciding play, or rather, game-extending play if the Cougs can convert.
The people left here at Cal getting loud.
Trips to the near side. Tay Martin alone on the far side, now joined by Bernard Bell in motion. 2-by-2, Borgie in the backfield. Gordon takes the snap. Pressure coming. Gordon steps up, and he overthrows Tay Martin, and that could be the ball game as the Cougars turn it over on downs.
So, look, I think it's possible that Washington State gets the ball back. I don't think it'll be able with enough time to score twice. That's just people want to ask, why don't I believe in Anthony Gordon as a quarterback and NFL quarterback? It's moments like that where you need him to step up and he doesn't deliver. I don't know, man. I'm so down on Anthony Gordon.
Not a great game for Anthony Gordon.
Cal gets the ball. They'll come out running. 4 minutes and 11 seconds left. They got to just run the ball, eat the clock, and probably walk out of here victorious.
Anthony Gordon, 38 of 51, 333 passing yards, a touchdown and an interception. Monster in a heavy formation with a single back. Here's the handoff. Brown up the middle, making men miss. He's in the open field, tackled by Marcus Strong to save the touchdown. It's a first down at the 18-yard line. Christopher Brown Jr. having a night.
So impressed with Christopher Brown Jr., man. He just is a fantastic running back. He does a great job. Gets no love in the Pac-12 at all. I don't understand it. He's just done a phenomenal job today.
He's an incredible player and has had an incredible night.
What he does
tonight,
he runs hard. He falls forward after contact. He can get back to the line of scrimmage when guys, often Cal's offensive line struggles and allows guys into the backfield on running plays, and he finds a way to fight past them and get back to the line of scrimmage anyways, eliminating negative plays. I'm so impressed with Christopher Brown Jr., the running back for Cal.
3 minutes, 30 seconds to play. Here's the handoff to Brown up the middle. Brown dances forward and is hit at the 15-yard line, a gain of 5.
Clock's running.
And the
Tick,
clock
tick.
continues to roll as we
Tick,
near
tick.
3 minutes to play in the game.
Tick, tick.
17 carries, 93 yards on the afternoon for Christopher Brown Jr. Cal will huddle.
Cal now has 407 total yards to Washington State's 342.
With 11 minutes fewer time of possession.
Yeah.
Proves
Washington
the
State's had
time
the
of
ball for
possession
3 minutes, 33 minutes. Cal's had the ball for 22 minutes. It's impressive, man.
Proves that time of possession is a little overrated in some of these ball games.
Well, execution, right? You got to finish drives, and Washington State has not tonight.
Single back heavy formation. Chris Brown takes the handoff, is hit right away, and is stopped. It'll be 3rd down and 3 from the 12-yard line. If the Washington State Cougars want any chance to win this ball game, you need to stop here, give you a chance for a field goal, keep it a 2-score game, and a timeout called by Washington State to start saving some time. Big 3rd down. This is the game.
So Oregon State might win University of Oregon, the Ducks, might win the Pac-12. How many points did they give up last week against Washington State? 35?
35.
35,
Correct.
right. Oregon, who might win the Pac-12, gave up 35 points to Washington State. Cal has held them to 14 tonight. That's so impressive. People need to give Cal the respect. They're building a program. It might not look like it. They're 4-4. They'll be 5-4 tonight. But what Cal is doing football-wise, forget the numbers, forget what you see as results. Look at the tape. What we're seeing on film from Cal and what they've done consistently is play good defense. Despite bad quarterback play, they have 5 wins probably this year. And I'm just so impressed with what this program is doing and the way they're building.
Single formation, or single running back with a single wide receiver on the far side. Heavy front. Here's the game. Christopher Brown is hit, and he will be driven back. It'll be a 4th down.
There's no way I'm kicking.
Washington State calls the timeout. You
Cal's
go for
had
it here.
2 blocked kicks tonight. And look, if you run the ball, it's 4th and 3. You run the ball and you get stopped, then Washington State has to run all the way down the field. Why kick it? There's no benefit here. Run the ball, try to get it first time, try to run out the clock. And if you don't get it, Washington State still has to drive all the way, 89 yards down the field and do it twice to win the game.
Not
There's
a
no
bad
way.
thought, as a timeout is called, and there will be no media timeouts here, as this is one play to potentially decide the game. The Cougars will have a chance. They'll have the football no matter what, unless the Cougars can run for unless Cal runs for the 1st down here. And they are, hold on, I'm trying to identify personnel. They are bringing out their offense.
As I would.
Yes, they are. Bringing out their offense. 4th down and 3 from the 13-yard line of Washington State. This is the ball game.
I'd run play action here. I'd boot to the right with Devin Modster, get a tight end in front of him, and something behind the tight end in the end zone. We'll see what they do.
And take it yourself if you have to.
Yep, exactly. Get Devin Modster, a quarterback who's got some wheels, run play action, get him on the perimeter moving with receivers in front of him.
Timeout. Cal. Your final timeout.
Cal will take a timeout. Take a look at the Washington State defense, decide what they want to do. Maybe they try the field goal unit out. Maybe they go for it anyways.
So people looking at the broadcast will see Zach Schomler and Sean P. O'Connor's. P stands for Patrick?
It does, yes.
Ah, look at
It's
me.
about as Irish as it gets,
Yeah,
Sean
it really
Patrick
is. Yeah,
O'Connor.
Sean Patrick O'Connor. Oh, man. I'm telling you, I really want to see play action here. I want to see a play action boot. Get Devin
That's the move.
Monster on the edge, use his legs effectively, and get a tight end in front of him. That's his first read. His second read will be a sail route, usually in the end zone, and then if he can take it himself if nothing's open, or throw to the OTT over the top route on the backside. That's what I expect to see here. That's what I want to see here. We'll find out if it happens.
Here's the ball game, folks. 26-14, Cal leads, 2:33 to go here in the 4th quarter. 4th down and 3 from the 12-yard line of Washington State. Modster in the shotgun. He takes the snap, hands it off to Brown. Brown hit, he'll keep it himself, he scores! Cal punches it in,
Dude.
and takes a 3-score lead.
Devin Modster, my man, I'm so happy for him. A backup quarterback stepping up. Had a great game tonight. He's got a passing touchdown. He had 1 or 2 passing touchdowns. He's got another rushing touchdown.
3 passing touchdowns.
Oh my gosh. What a day for Devin Modster. 3 passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown. Just a phenomenal, phenomenal day by Devin Modster, the quarterback at Cal. Stepping up, playing phenomenal, and I just love to see it, man. It's just awesome.
4th total touchdown on the evening for Modster. And here's this extra point.
How do you feel if you're Washington State? Your defense has given up 4 touchdowns to a backup quarterback who's played awful all year.
It's a bad situation as the extra point up and good. 33-14. Cal leads Washington State. This unit was a big time question mark entering the season for Washington State, and it went about as badly as they could have hoped this season.
Have things ever looked worse for this defense? Their defensive coordinator left in the middle of the year. They've been embarrassed multiple times. They've now losing to a backup quarterback.
In the history of the program, the answer is yes. They have had some really, really, really bad defenses. They had I was a sophomore in high school, and Washington. I believe I was a junior in high school. Washington State fans will remember this with sadness, as they lost to these Golden Bears 60-59 when their kicker missed a 19-yard field goal at the gun to lose the game.
That's right.
In a day where Connor Halliday set the all-time passing yards in a game record.
And lost.
At 729 or whatever it ended up being.
Oh, my gosh.
And lost.
Oh, man.
He needed 730 to win the game.
It's another Wazoo quarterback. No success in the NFL, right? And would you take Halliday or Anthony Gordon? I'd take Halliday over Anthony Gordon.
Ooh, I don't know about that one.
Neither's great. It's not a good option. It's a would you rather that kind of stinks. But
I think Gordon has some better throws in his arsenal.
That's fair. A better arm.
This kick to the end zone as Harris will take it out. Big time hit on a blocker by Cal. This tackle will be made just shy of the 20-yard line. Cougars will start at the 18 with 2:20 to play in the game. Washington State needs to get something going here. They're not going to win this ball game unless a miracle happens.
No, it's over.
But you got to get something going. You need to win 2 of your next 3 games to make a bowl game.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing for your program, to continue to make bowl games, to build this program, and to get that extra game so that these young guys can have some more practice time with their coaches, try to build this program. It's going to be a new look next year. You're going to lose some of your receivers. You're going to have a new quarterback behind center as the Cougars go 5 wide. Gordon takes the snap, tunnel screen to Max Borghi. Borghi making a man miss, and he'll stretch out to the 30-yard line. Borghi will pick up the first down. He's had a pretty good night overall.
Let me tell you, that's a teaching moment here. Not a tunnel screen. That's a quick screen to the outside. You call that like a flash screen to the running back sometimes.
Here's a snap to Gordon. Gordon throws to Borghi in the flats. Borghi makes a man miss, dives forward. It's about a 7-yard gain. Yeah, looked like one.
Similar,
the
tunnel screens come back
didn't
inside.
come out. Yeah.
And people are now leaving in big waves on this Cal.
Makes
this Cal
sense.
Fan base. Yeah, I don't blame them at all. Get out of here with parking. Well, you can. And
beat the traffic.
Yeah.
Gordon takes the snap. Play action. Throws over the middle. Got his man.
That's a great ball.
Brandon Arconato down to the 42-yard line.
It's a 20-yard throw down the middle of the field. Up and over linebacker quickly. That's a phenomenal throw by Anthony Gordon.
Gordon is hurrying his team up. Minute 33 to go. 33-14 your score here in Berkeley. Gordon takes the snap, looking to his left, throws over the middle, caught by Tay Martin. Tay Martin making a man miss. He's inside the 25, and he loses the ball at the end, but he's down by contact. Clock will stop at 1:18. Cal thought they had another turnover, but they do not. It's a first down for Washington State.
I'm replying to CJ Lars. I definitely plan to talk about Minnesota Penn State. I loved watching that game tonight.
Trips to the left. Gordon takes the snap. Pressured, misses a sack. He'll step up. He's going to run for it. Dive forward to the 20-yard line. Clock will continue to run. We get inside a minute.
The clock continues to run. That's not a first down, so the clock will just keep ticking. Cal actually loves that he ran the ball there and didn't get a first down.
4 hash marks for Washington State as they look to make this scoreline a little more respectable. 2-by-2, Gordon taking a lot of time, but as we mentioned, doesn't really matter. 40 seconds. Stands in, throws a ball, caught by Renard Bell, cuts back inside, picks up the first down about on the 13-yard line, where he's tackled by a gang of Bears, and a first down for Washington State. Inside of 30 seconds when the clock will wind, as it does now.
I'm cold. I'm ready to go home, man. Ball game over. It's 26 seconds. Oh, man.
Cougars looking for a consolation score here. Trips to the near side. Gordon takes the snap, moving from left to right is the offense. Tame Martin with the catch. He stretches out, tackled at the 1 yard line. The clock will stop with 11 seconds to go, and the Cougars will have a chance to run their goal line offense and try to get a score here.
Make it look a little more respectable.
Yeah. And this is a good moment for your offense to learn, get some moments. I know they're not getting great looks, but they're getting more looks.
Running, and they call a timeout.
Mike Leach will call a timeout as Anthony Gordon was. Mike Leach is going to chew out Anthony Gordon here because he was not looking at the clock.
Well, I think he saw something he wanted to change in the protection scheme. I was trying to make a change, and he should just call it timeout. I mean, look, now they wasted a lot of time. They're only going to get one play probably into the end zone. One, maybe two. Quick throw, and then another one possibly. But, man.
Heartbreaker for Washington State. Because I think you're bad luck, man. The 2 games you've called, Washington State's looked awful.
Oh, man, I can't say I hate it. People think because I went to Washington State, I'm automatically a Washington State fan. I'm not.
That's
at
for
all.
sure not true. Yeah, there are lots of. As a Washington State student, there are a ton of guys that I go to school with who root
how many times
for Washington.
Very, very critical. I have no problem being very critical of Washington State, and I don't have a favorite team remotely at all. And tonight I found myself rooting for Cal. I love Devin Modster's story. I love Justin Wilcox, the head coach for Cal.
A lot of good stories on Cal's team. They're showing blitz. 2-by-2. Gordon will step up, throws, and it's a touchdown. Grabbed by Aesop Winston Jr.
Congratulations.
And a nice touchdown drive.
Something that might not have counted. The time didn't run off the play clock.
It didn't. That's a good point. Let's see what the call is from the official.
A timeout by Cal,
and no, they just didn't run the clock apparently because they are running.
Number 15 is now number 16 during the down.
So they counted the touchdown.
They did count the touchdown.
Something happened with the clock.
Yeah, it might just be our monitor that's off.
I guess.
I don't know. It's up on the scoreboard too. Interesting. Blake Mazza in to attempt the extra points. Good snap. Good hold. The kick is no good. Fire drill here, incomplete pass. And it'll be 33-20 is your final score unless something strange happens here.
The ugly game. Well, no, I think there's probably 3 seconds left on the clock. The ugly game gets worse as they can't even kick the extra point for Washington State.
An unfortunate situation. You try an onside kick just for fun, or do you just kick it deep and get out of here?
Just get out of here. Go home.
A little squib kick and just run the rest of the clock off?
Just let's get out of here. I want to go home.
This Washington State team is going to have a rough week of practice this week.
Evan Weaver ended with 10 tackles tonight. He's at 135 on the year. Unbelievable. Evan Weaver, man.
Not sure he gets to the record. That's 193. He has 3 games to do it.
Yeah. Can he get 40 tackles in 3 games?
It'll be tough. He's done it though. He's had
193. What is it? 135 now?
135.
So he needs 63 tackles or something.
So he'd need
50 something.
21 a game basically.
Yeah,
which is possible. He's done it. He has 3 20 tackle games already this year.
Regardless, what an incredible career by Evan Weaver, man.
Evan Weaver has had a very nice career.
Inside linebacker for Cal, he's got a great education and has had a great football career. Got a chance of the league now next. If not the NFL, definitely the XFL.
I think he has a chance. Is Blake Mazza in? Not the normal kickoff guy. They will try an onside kick. You never know when you're going to need one. And it'll be Jack Crane going the other way, and it'll go out of bounds harmlessly. And Cal will have a chance to run the clock out, just take a knee, and send everybody home.
Here's a selling point for Cal, right? If let's say Evan Weaver fails in the NFL, I hate saying that, right? But let's imagine that happens, and then imagine that he doesn't want to be a coach. He's got a degree from Cal. The guy's set forever. I think a selling point for Cal, man, is if you don't play in the NFL, you got a great degree. You're in a great place to go to college. You have a great head coach, Justin Wilcox.
No downside.
No, I can't see anything wrong with. I don't know why guys wouldn't want to come to Cal. I really don't get it. It's a great school that I'd want to play for if I was a high school student.
I think if this program can ever get a couple years where they finish in the top 25, they could build something serious.
That's the thing. They had that this year.
Yeah.
They were on the right track for that, and then Chase Garbers got hurt, their starting quarterback. And it just has taken a while for Devin Modster to warm up as the backup quarterback for Cal.
And the knee taken by Modster, and that'll do it. Washington State comes into Berkeley and falls to the California Golden Bears 33-20 here in California Memorial Stadium. A big-time win for Cal. They're a game away from bowl eligibility, and the Cougs need to win 2 of the next 3 to make a bowl game.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough sledding for Washington State, but Cal in great shape to play in the postseason.
Tonight confirmed my belief. Anthony Gordon is not a franchise quarterback in the NFL. He's a typical Mike Leach quarterback. He's got a lot of success. He throws the ball a ton. His stats look great. Don't fall in love with his numbers. Forget the numbers.
Yep.
Look behind the numbers. Look at the fact that Anthony Gordon He struggles with pressure in his face. He's got poor footwork in the pocket. He misses, just totally inaccurate at times. Just misses guys who are defenders in his face. Misses defenders stepping in the middle, throws bad interceptions. I'm not in love with his leadership. I'm not sold on Anthony Gordon. I was so impressed with Devin Modster, the backup quarterback for Cal tonight, stepping up. 4 touchdowns off the bench, played phenomenal. That's the first time all year we've really felt encouraged watching him. A great defensive game plan by Justin Wilcox, and then credit to Bo Baldwin, the offensive coordinator for Cal, former head coach of Eastern Washington. Had a great game plan for Devin Modster. Didn't ask him to do too much. Regularly had him throw into his first option, which meant he had to call a great game where Devin Modster's first option was a great matchup they could take advantage of. Bo Baldwin did fantastic, Cal's offensive coordinator. Just a great game to watch, and I think somewhat of an upset where Cal won tonight. And
Washington State closed as 7.5-point favorites and got creamed in all facets. And this is a perfect game to prove that stats don't matter in the air raid. Anthony Gordon, 45 of 58, 407 passing yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And it was not a good game.
No, played pretty awful.
Yeah.
Like, congratulations. The numbers are cool, but like, numbers matter to some degree. But people give it way too much weight, and it drives me nuts. The weight people give numbers and act like they're everything. They're not, as Anthony Gordon showed tonight.
I will say who had a good night for Washington State is Brandon Arconato. 12 receptions, 130 yards, scored one of Washington State's 2 touchdowns, and played fairly well throughout the game.
You know, I wonder, though, I kept wondering, when is Cal going to make an adjustment to that? Was it really that Cal said, we'll give you that?
It could be.
Well, you can take 8 yards underneath. Do it all game. And when we get into the red zone, you can't score on us, right? Yeah. It's very possible that was a design by Cal saying, look, do whatever you want. You can have throws underneath to Brandon Arconato. We'll step up when it matters on 3rd down and in the red zone, and they did.
They did indeed. Cal able to take advantage of Washington State in all facets of the game. Sluggish start by Washington State couldn't be overcome.
I got one more thing, man.
Go for it.
My last point is Christopher Brown Jr., the running back for Cal, had one touchdown, had another big run down the left sideline. Christopher Brown Jr.
And a touchdown catch. So 2 receptions for 13 yards and a touchdown, 19 rushes, 95 yards, and another touchdown. 2 touchdown night for Christopher Brown Jr. and over 100 yards from scrimmage. Great night for the young
He struggled.
receiver.
His offensive line struggled letting guys into the backfield quickly, but Christopher Brown Jr. did a phenomenal job, really stepped up, and I loved watching him. Guys, that's all I have for tonight. Do you have anything else you want to add?
That was a great performance by Cal, and it'll be interesting to see how Washington State can play these next couple of weeks, because they need 2 wins out of their next 3, and we all know how the Apple Cup typically goes.
I'm rooting for Cal, by the way. I hope they get to a bowl game.
Cal, a lot of fun to watch when they can put things together, when their quarterback can play football well.
I think they have good coaching, right? I believe in Bo Baldwin, their offensive coordinator. He's a mastermind that got Eastern Washington in a championship with that red turf. I love Justin Wilcox. I believe in him. There's good people here. There's good coaches here. It's a good place. I buy into this Cal program, and I think they're building something for the future.
And an absolutely great game here in Berkeley. And that is all we have for tonight. For Zach Schomler, I'm Sean O'Connor on Strong Opinion Sports presentation of Washington State football at the California Golden Bears. Thank you for listening, and have a good night.
Take care, guys. Love you so much, and we'll see you on Monday.